Daytona 500, the UFC, the UEFA Champions League Final, the US Open Championship, the FIFA Women's World Cup, the World Series, and the NFC Championship. The world's biggest events are on Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports!
Number 24, Jeff Gordon. A name you're going to hear a lot about for years to come.
He's one of the all-time best.
One word, champion.
This car, this number, forever synonymous with greatness. Now, at the sport's most celebrated event, we'll say goodbye to one of its most celebrated drivers. Through 3 decades, Jeff Gordon and his iconic car have reached the sport's greatest heights.
Jeff Gordon, his first ever Cup victory.
Here comes Jeff Gordon to win the Daytona 500.
Jeff Gordon will win it for the second time.
He's going to win his third Daytona 500.
He has won the championship.
Jeff Gordon, you're a 4-time champion.
Racing's best have chased the number 24 for so long. And for the final time, he'll lead them to the green flag on the hallowed road at Daytona. As his legendary career nears the finish line, others look to build a legacy of their own, while the future of this sport tries to make their mark. Today, only one will etch their name in NASCAR lore. Only one will experience the ecstasy.
I'm dreaming right now.
Checkered flag, perfect. The Daytona 500 goes to Jimmy Johnson.
Who will have their great American victory at the Great American Race. It's the Daytona 500, next on Fox.
We welcome you live to the birthplace of speed. Today, the 57th running of the Daytona 500. It's NASCAR's Super Bowl and opening day all rolled into one race. And for Jeff Gordon, today is a great start to his finish. The pole sitter, his swan song season here in the Daytona 500, getting it started. Dale Earnhardt Jr. aiming for a 3rd Daytona 500. The defending champ trying to go back-to-back. The drivers getting anxious to go. And champ Brad Keselowski's never won a Daytona 500, but he's gotten closer each time he's raced the last couple of years. Fox Sports proudly presents the Daytona 500 from the Daytona International Speedway. We are outside to be part of it all. On the infield at Daytona, it's really quite a scene, and right near the finish line where by the end of the day a driver is going to realize his dream, and it's kind of a dream for us to be here right now. By the way, the weather, warm and wonderful. Darrell Waltrip, Michael Waltrip, I'm Chris Myers. We're in our suits. He's in his fire suit because he'll hop in the 55 Toyota and try to race and win maybe a 3rd straight Daytona 500.
Yeah, no, you know what? These fans, I love it. I'm just as excited as they are. They want to see these cars get out there, Chris Myers, and mix it up at over 200 miles an hour, and I do too, and I know you folks at home do too.
And I think that they're glad that the cool weather is gone. Look how they're dressed. It's certainly, they're chanting, Mikey, Mikey. And it's been an interesting offseason for both of you guys. In fact, let's start with Michael Waltrip.
What do you think? How have I been looking on the stage?
First of all, I love this. I mean, let's bring this to Daytona. I think you've been doing really well. Okay, so what's harder, doing the jive or the final lap of the Daytona 500?
The Daytona 500 is definitely more challenging, but this is more frustrating because I know how to race a car. So this is the dance floor where we make the magic happen. I put a lot of moves down on this floor. This is the skybox. EA works here. She gets all the reactions from the dancers, and mine generally start with this. If the sunshiny day in Daytona don't make you want to dance, well, that video ought to make you want to dance. You got to get with it.
Darrell was shaking his head, doing his own dance. And Darrell, you had kind of a different offseason. More recently, you joined the president, the first lady, the Dalai Lama was in the crowd. Over 3,000 guests at the National Prayer Breakfast in Washington, D.C., and you were honored to be one of the keynote speakers there, hosted by members of Congress. The prayer breakfast is a nonpartisan event that's been held since the 1950s.
Chris, it was my birthday, for heaven's sake. They called and said, how would you like to have breakfast with the president? I said, great. And you can be the keynote speaker at the prayer breakfast. It was one of my, I think I gave the speech of my life. And it was what an honor to be able to do that, to be there with all those dignitaries.
And I know certainly one of your honors as a driver, winning here the Daytona 500 back in 1989. Couple of developing stories that we're keeping an eye on. The brothers Kurt and Kyle Busch both practiced for this race on Friday. Now, neither one of them will be running in today's Daytona 500, but for completely different reasons. In Saturday's Xfinity Series race here at Daytona, Kyle Busch was involved in a severe crash. He made contact with Eric Jones, and it created a problem. His car, watch it go to the inside wall, runs into a spot where there are no safer barriers. He was taken directly to the hospital, diagnosed with a compound fracture in the lower right leg, also a fracture in his left foot. And today, he will be replaced by Toyota driver, trucks champion Matt Crafton in the Daytona 500. Let's get the latest on this story from Jamie Little. Jamie?
And Kyle Busch underwent surgery late last night. He is still in the hospital today, right across the street from the racetrack at Halifax Medical Center. Now, he's in good spirits considering the situation. I just heard from his pregnant wife, Samantha. She said he is resting comfortably, and they will be watching the Daytona 500 today. Now, you mentioned Matt Crafton, the man taking over this seat for Kyle. In order to get him comfortable in this car, he's never been in it before. They had to add a longer gas pedal, a longer brake pedal, and add a little more padding to Kyle's original seat because he is a little bit shorter. So this is going to be his first ever Sprint Cup Series start. Even though he is a veteran driver, a two-time Truck Series champion, he has a lot on his plate, and he will start in the back of the field. Now, for more on this story, let's go over to Matt Yoakum.
Jamie, last night, track president Joey Chitwood III announced a two-part safety plan for the future of the Daytona International Speedway. The short term, that began last night. Shortly after 7 o'clock, track workers began installing a tire barrier on the same 850 feet stretch of wall where Busch had his accident last night. Now, it's 4 feet high, roughly 30 tires in each bundle, shaped like a diamond, and they're bolted together for better energy absorbing. Now, the long-term plan, that really begins tomorrow when the track will put in place a plan to start installing at every inch, Chitwood says, of the Daytona International Speedway safer barrier, and it will be completed by the time the series returns here in July. Chris?
Matt, NASCAR Chairman Brian France very clear that every track is going to improve their safer barriers as quickly as possible, but Kyle Busch has done outstanding things on the track. What does this do to his career?
Away from the track, he is so focused. He's so determined to be a NASCAR champion. He's going to be the best. That's his mindset. He owns trucks. He races those trucks. He's a cup guy that wins races. You see him behind the wheel. He will do anything to get to the front. He will do anything to come back stronger than ever.
We wish him a speedy recovery. Meanwhile, 2004 champion Kurt Busch, he's out of today's race, suspended indefinitely by NASCAR for actions detrimental to stock car racing. Late Saturday, both of his appeals to NASCAR were denied. Busch, the first driver in the history of NASCAR suspended for domestic violence allegations. On Friday, a court in Delaware concluded from evidence that last September, Busch committed an act of domestic violence against his then-girlfriend, Patricia Driscoll. It was at the track in Dover. These actions allegedly took place inside his motor coach, where Busch was accused of grabbing her by the throat and hitting her head against the wall. Driscoll first contacted Dover police in November. Monday, a protective order was issued barring Busch from contacting Driscoll. On Friday, the Stewart-Haas racing team named Regan Smith to replace Busch in the 41 car. Chevrolet also suspended its relationship with Busch. Kurt Busch has denied these allegations, and so far, no criminal charges have been filed. Darrell, I want to get your thoughts on this because I know it's an issue that NASCAR is taking very seriously. Again, no charges yet, but based on the evidence they heard through their own investigation, they made this move to suspend Kurt Busch indefinitely.
Yeah, Chris, all of us know as competitors, there are tolerances. They give us tolerances on our cars. They give us tolerances on pit road speed. But the one place they will not give you any tolerance, zero tolerance, is in domestic violence. And we know that, and unfortunately, it's what happened to Kurt.
Have we seen the last of Kurt Busch in NASCAR?
Buddy, he's got a lot of strikes against him. There is a road to recovery. NASCAR said there is a way he can come back. But I think it's going to be a long, hard road.
And currently, again, suspended indefinitely. Well, NASCAR's first year of the revamped chase format combined the wild card possibilities of the NFL playoffs along with the upset potential of March Madness. The chase unchanged for this year. Also unchanged, the drivers need to win right away to stay in the running for the championship. So the tone for 2015 will be set today.
Excitement, the unpredictability, intense.
Well, I think last season's brand new chase format was a huge change for the sport.
Just pure craziness. Pressure.
Well, I think there's definitely the mentality that you need to win to get in.
Where every moment mattered so much more.
You just had to push hard all the time. And one mistake could really make it or break your season.
It's winner takes all. Drama, raw emotion.
Basically what you have, folks, a blend between WWE and probably a little bit of Housewives.
Don't do it, man! Good God almighty! What a slobbering on it! Business is about to pick up. Will somebody stop the fight? Enough is enough!
Your emotions take over and can get the best of you.
NASCAR really couldn't have scripted it any better.
You had no clue who was going to be the champion until the final lap at Homestead.
Kevin Harvick, your 2014 champ.
I only expect that to continue and go further in 15.
Let's talk a little bit about this. I think Jimmy Johnson, a 6-time champ, some have said, and you're one of the drivers, talk of the garage, that they made the championship chase Jimmy Johnson proof. What do you think?
I think in 2015, Jimmy Johnson will prove that they didn't make it Jimmy Johnson proof. He'll race for a championship. He's just simply too good. He wins races on all different types of tracks. He will be tough in 2015.
And Jimmy, of course, a 2-time Daytona 500 winner in that 48 car. Darrell, some people, if they were going to tweak or pick on the chase format of last year, they said, how could a driver without a win the championship? It's one thing to get into the chase like Ryan Newman, but he was very close to winning the championship that eventually Kevin Harvick won.
Yeah, listen, it isn't broken, so let's don't fix it, okay? That's my first thought. The second thought is I think they achieved a great balance. They had guys that won races that were battling for the championship, but they had a guy that used the point system, the consistency of Ryan Newman, and he, like you said, he could have won the championship.
Right, but you got to beat, in other sports, even if you get in, you beat somebody along the way. For him not to have won a race to be a champion.
He was getting ready to beat him in Homestead if it wasn't for our champion, Kevin Harvick. He was right there on his bumper, 1 car length away from a championship. Harvick doesn't win the race, Newman wins the race and the championship. Darrell, you're right. Ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, but he was 0 for 36.
Well, if Dale,
but he got second.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., who won at Daytona 500 last year, said that helped him ease into. He knew he already won a race to get into the chase, so an important race for a number of reasons. Drivers getting a little bit closer to firing their engines. Here's what's coming up on our show as we are outside here in the infield at Daytona. NASCAR's defending champ Kevin Harvick sits down to talk about hitting a career high point. Plus, Kid Rock will take the stage for these fans to start the season off with his song, A First Kiss. Then from Kid Rock to the grid walk, Michael talks to the stars before the green flag waves on the 2015 season in this race. And as a true legend of the sport prepares for his final ride in the Daytona 500, teammates, friends, even past rivals reflect on what makes Jeff Gordon the face of NASCAR. It's the Daytona 500. We'll have all that and some other things that'll have you all fired up for the Great American Race. Live from Daytona. The Daytona 500 pre-race show is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. As we welcome you back live on our NASCAR on Fox pre-race show, counting you down to the 57th running of the Great American Race. Kevin Harvick, a Daytona 500 winner, defending champ. In fact, in 1980, a California kid in a kindergarten class named Kevin Harvick received a go-kart from his parents, and he hadn't looked back since. Now at his 15th season, the man with as many nicknames as accomplishments is gearing up to pick up where he left off.
You are the 2014 champion.
Congratulations on winning the championship. When you think about it, when you reflect on it, what's the impact?
Well, I've worked my whole life to get to this point. When you talk about it as trying to achieve what you grew up doing as a hobby and dreamed about as a kid, and getting to live that out in real life is something that is almost surreal. And I don't know that you'll ever be able to really put that into words, just for the fact that That just doesn't happen to a lot of people.
Was there a time along the way you thought you might not ever get a championship?
It's always one of those things, how long are you going to be competitive, and how many opportunities are you going to have to win those championships? Did you not win those championships before because of something that you did wrong? Whether it was a good situation or a bad situation for me at RCR, I needed to do something different to motivate me personally. And it wound up being in a very good situation for me at Stewart-Haas Racing. Sometimes you got to make some hard decisions, and they aren't always right, and you just can't be scared of failure and doing things wrong.
And Richard Childress Racing, the tragic loss of Dale Earnhardt, this iconic sports figure, and you're part of that race team, and you're taking over that ride.
Well,
what do you think about when you think back to that moment?
Yeah, well, when you think back, it never really got started off how it was supposed to. The thing a lot of people don't realize is we were going to run 7 races and then go into full-time cup the next year with my nationwide team. And then Dale died. All of a sudden you get put in that car. It all never really got started off like it was yours. It was always Dale's car, and it was always something that bothered me. You know, Richard will tell you the same thing. I've told him this. The whole 29 3-car Earnhardt situation
tough to start out.
Yeah, it was a tough start.
What do you do for an encore in 2015?
Well, I think that the biggest motivation now is not failing after you've succeeded.
Okay.
Every other thing that we've ever done, you always want to figure out how you can try to do something better than last year, or a new idea or something. That's what I want to do.
It's as if Harvick is just hitting his prime years. You've been a champion. What's he up against trying to repeat as a NASCAR champ?
Well, you know, Chris, it's exciting to start something new. You start a new team, and everybody's pumped up. Everything is brand new. And Kevin wanted to prove a point. He wanted to win a championship. He wanted to prove that he was a championship-winning driver. So he proved his point. Rodney Childress and him built a winning championship team. Staying on top of that mountain. It's one thing to get up there. Staying up there, that's a whole nother story.
When the checkered flag fell on the 2014 season, Kevin Harvick was a winner. And I did the Xfinity race with him on Fox Sports 1 yesterday, calling that race. And you could just see the intensity in his eyes. He wants to make sure he's ready to defend that championship.
And it's been 15 years since a defending champion was able to win the Daytona 500. Meanwhile, Harvick's teammates, Danica Patrick and Tony Stewart, they've been in the headlines as well. The owner-driver, Tony Stewart, stepping away from the sport last season after he was involved in a fatal accident. It was an open-wheel short-track race in upstate New York. Danica Patrick crashed Wednesday in practice and then again on Thursday in a qualifying race. Both involved the driver of the 11 car, Denny Hamlin. Drivers were okay, but Danica's temper was not. She was visibly upset with Hamlin afterwards, getting into his face. Hamlin said his actions were not intentional. But with 2 wrecks in 2 days, we're going to watch these two closely today as Chris Neville is standing by with Danica Patrick.
In 2013, Danica Patrick sat on pole and became the first woman to lead laps in the Daytona 500. 2015, it's been a bit more of a challenge, but on Friday in practice, she was 4th quick, so the car has speed. Danica, a lot has happened in the last 10 days. How do you turn the page and focus on the biggest race of the year?
I actually like to think about the fact that there's 3 wrecked cars, and in 2 races there's 2 top 10s. So I feel like that's a good thing. We've had luck on our side, but we've had bad luck on our side, and I feel like we're about due for some good luck here. And you know, I think the race today is going to be crazy at times, and I think it's going to calm down. I feel like after about 10 or 20 laps, a driver gets bored in line and can't stay too wide, and there's a 3rd lane. So you're going to see 3 and 2 wide all day long, and hopefully we can get the GoDaddy cars far up as possible too. Because as everyone who watches speedway racing, you can see that when one spins, it's going to take people with it. So we just don't want to be that person, and get as far up as we can.
Thanks, Danica. Good luck.
Well, Danica has yet to win a cup race. Give us a review of where her career is, the progress to this point.
Chris, I believe Danica is at a crossroad. I also believe she's very frustrated, but I think she might be questioning, can I compete at the level that people expect me to? Can I ever be the driver that people want me to be? I think that's the frustration. They made a crew chief change at the end of last year. That didn't work out so hot. She's down here. She's wrecked 2 cars. today is a big day for her. This is one of her best racetracks.
Yeah, and it's a big year because it's a contract year with her team and with her sponsor. We know she's had success in other forms of racing, so it's important for her. And for Tony Stewart, a guy who's done everything else, he's been a champ, but he hasn't won this race, the Daytona 500.
And you can tell by the way he's practicing that race car and racing it in the preliminary events. He's determined. There's a lot of spunk in Tony down here this year. He's smiling, he's laughing, he's feisty. He's the guy, he's the Tony Stewart you want behind the wheel of your car. He's going to be my pick to be the favorite to win the Daytona 500 today.
They talk about Daytona rising. I think smoke is rising.
He is rising. He's ready.
The crowd is rising. Coming up here on our show, Carl Edwards is going to let us know if he's ready to win his first Daytona 500. Now in a Toyota, coming over from Ford and Fenway and Roush Racing. Dale Earnhardt Jr. We're going to talk to the defending Daytona 500 champ. Jeff Gordon will join us live, one of the greatest drivers ever. Hear what other drivers had to say about Jeff in his swan song season. Kid Rock getting ready to perform, and you know it's a big event when a big name is going to sing here at Daytona, and Kid Rock is about to do that. Fans scattering, they look like ants here at the Daytona International Speedway, anxious to see the best drivers, their favorite driver, and so is Samantha Bush, wife of Kyle, who just tweeted moments ago getting ready to watch the Daytona 500, cheering on our 18 boys. Again, Kyle Busch injured in the Xfinity race yesterday, taken to the hospital and missing the Daytona 500. As we welcome you back inside our studio in the infield, a great location near Victory Lane, trying to keep you close to all the action. And Darrell Waltrip and I cool it off, got a little warm out there. Special events are always special here at Daytona. Toyota Camry pace car driver, or rider I should say in this case, for the Daytona 500. And so we took a ride around the track with her and a special guest, our own Michael Waltrip, in the Toyota.
So, Amy, welcome to Daytona. You're the official pace car driver for the Daytona 500. How does that feel?
This is crazy. I've never done anything like this before, but I know I need some tips.
I've got tips. I'm thinking 120 or 30. Are you ready for that?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
Just punch it. Isn't it amazing how you don't even have to turn the wheel?
This camera is incredible.
I'm liking the look on your face.
My adrenaline's going, I'm not gonna lie.
We're gonna take the checker flag and win the Daytona 500.
Wow, that was awesome.
It's an amazing ride.
Looks like a lot of fun. We welcome Vince Welch to our pit reporting Fox on NASCAR team, and he is standing by with David Reagan, one of the drivers we're going to see go around this track. Vince?
You like the underdogs. Today is your day. Restrictor plate racing opens the door for those smaller budget teams. David Reagan, one of those drivers. Both his career wins have come on the plate tracks. What kind of opportunity does this provide for a smaller budget team, and does that ramp up the pressure for you guys to get it done on a day like today?
You know, Vince, we always put a lot of pressure on ourselves, but our KFC Ford team, we're ready for the challenge, man. We've had a good speed weeks, a lot of drama on Thursday in the duel, but you know, our KFC Ford is fast. Very proud of our Front Row Motorsports team for bringing a good race car down here. And this is a great American race, man. 500 miles. Anything can happen. We've got to be good on pit road, no penalties. Got to have a little bit of luck along the way, but you know, in the closing laps, if we're in that final 10 or 15 spots, we're going to have a shot to win this race. And man, what a huge accomplishment that would be for myself and Front Row and KFC, celebrating 75 years of the original recipe, the great American race. I like what's going on, a great crowd, and we're ready for today.
Well, what a great day it would be if the underdog ended up coming through and taking the checkered flag at Victory Lane. And if that happens, David Reagan certainly hopes that he adds his name to that list. Chris?
Thanks, Vince. And David, where else do you see a Colonel Sanders bobblehead doll right before the race, right? And as every driver knows, including David Reagan, a pit stop can make or break your chances to win a race. Now with pit road technology, NASCAR has a better way to monitor infractions and make it safer for all involved. The pit road officiating truck, located inside our TV compound here at the racetrack, has 45 cameras. They're used to look for things like maybe too many men over the wall and other infractions. This should make officiating instant, automatic, and transparent. And we're excited to welcome Andy Petrie to our race team and coverage here on Fox. You know, Mike Pereira is our rules analyst for the NFL. Andy will handle that same role for us with NASCAR. So, Andy, it's good to see you and good to have you with us. How will the new enforcement of the rules impact today's race?
Well, thanks, Chris. It's really been pretty smooth so far. NASCAR rolled out this new technology to officiate pit road, and most of the teams have adjusted well to it. There hasn't been a huge spike in penalties, although this day is different. This race has so much at stake, and it's 500 miles. I expect that we'll see a few more penalties today than we would normally see without this system, but we'll track it as the day goes on.
And we have two relief drivers in the race that we've talked about briefly, if you could. What are the rules on their eligibility?
Well, the way that works, Chris, is they have to be approved by NASCAR. There is a system for doing that. They have to submit their driver that they want to replace their primary driver to the series director, Richard Buck. He then will go and check the resumes, his racing resumes, his licensing requirements, and all of that. The two drivers that are replacing the two Busch brothers, Matt Crafton is in for Kyle Busch. He's been approved by NASCAR, and Regan Smith, obviously with all the experience that he has in the Cup Series, is approved to sub for Kirk Busch.
All right, Andy, look forward to your reports, and again, welcome to the team.
Thanks,
well,
Ed.
after his entire 11-year career with one team, Carl Edwards, welcome to a new team. He'll drive the Toyota, and this is his 11th Daytona 500. It was 2011 when he had his best finish in the race, winding up second. Edwards hoping to add to his 23 career victories.
Carl Edwards just ran his fastest lap of the race. His team is brand new.
New team, new sponsor. Carl Edwards is driving hard.
Heads up, he's going to be tough to beat. Carl Edwards in the lead.
After 373 races at Roush Fenway, Carl moves to JGR, and has that taken away some of the comfort and given you a little bit more edge back?
A lot of comfort is gone, but our Aris Toyota Camry has been very good, and everybody's been great to me. It was a huge opportunity with this fourth team, and if our car is as fast as an Aris modem today, we'll be good. And it seems like all these JGR cars have been good. We got to work together and get to the front.
You talked a lot about in this era of your career, you want to be a better teammate and appreciate your teammates more. I think you showed that this morning by taking Matt Crafton, who will be in the 18 for Kyle Busch, and working with him because you both utilize the same spotters in Cup for you, trucks for him.
Yeah, Jason Hedleski is kind of the bridge between Matt and I, and I have a lot of respect for Matt. We're all thinking about Kyle. I mean, how hard is this for him to watch this? But hopefully we can put on a good show for him and honor him well today. He's a trooper, man. He was tough about it, so we'd like to end up in victory lane and be able to I guess, honor him that way, maybe take the trophy over there and visit him.
Good luck.
All right, thank you.
He starts sixth. Chris?
And let's talk about a chance if Carl, who wants to win a championship, wants to win a Daytona 500.
I think that Carl has a lot of respect in the garage area, and I tell you why. Brad Keselowski, a champion, said that Carl Edwards was undoubtedly the best driver in the garage.
That was interesting. He was asked during media weekend.
I was shocked. Of course, Brad threw himself in there as well, but nonetheless, Carl is hungry. He's hungry and he wants to win a championship, and I think he's in a good spot to do it. Darian Grubb, great crew chief. I think they got the stars lined up.
He'll handle any car he's in as well as it can be handled. The faces of the Daytona 500 getting ready to go. There's Casey Kane, part of Hendrick Motorsports, his teammate on the front row. Jeff Gordon, Danica Patrick, we've heard from, anxious to get rolling in 2015. The sun shining brightly behind her. Vince Vaughn getting ready to wave the flag, the Grand Marshal here at the Daytona 500.
Okay. Give me Kens. I got him. I'm on it.
Getting ready to start the 57th running of the Daytona 500 as we join you live here from Central Florida. Back in our studio trackside trying to cool off, Jimmy Johnson, a two-time Daytona 500 winner and, of course, a six-time champion, but not as dominant as he has been. Are people catching up with him, or is he maybe fading back to the pack?
You know, everybody hits a little bump in the road. I think that's what he and Chad ran into last year. Look, this dude's got 70 wins. He's got 6 championships. He's on the front row. He won his qualifying race. I say he's back.
And back and away with his family on hand on the front row with teammate Jeff Gordon in his final Daytona 500. The time now to introduce the drivers you'll see chase the American dream in the Great American Race.
Starting 43rd in the number 32 C&J Energy Services Ford, Bobby Labonte. In row 21, driving the number 11 FedEx Express Toyota, Denny Hamlin. And driving the number 13 Geico Chevrolet, Casey Mears. In row 20, in the number 47 Kroger USO Chevrolet, A.J. Allmendinger. And in the number 2 Miller Lite Ford, Brad Keselowski. Row 19 has the number 9 Twisted Tea Ford, driven by Sam Hornish Jr. And the number 6 Advocare Ford, driven by 2011 Daytona 500 champion Trevor Bayne. Row 18, the number 83 Dustless Blasting Toyota, driven by Johnny Sauter. And in the number 20 Dollar General Toyota, two-time Daytona 500 champion, Matt Kenseth. In row 17, in the number 55, Aaron's Dream Machine Toyota, two-time Daytona 500 champion, Michael Waltrip. And in the number 43, Smithfield Ford, Eric Almirola. In row 16, the number 17 Fastenal Ford, it's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And in the number 33 Cheerios Kroger Chevrolet, Ty Dillon. In row 15, in the number 3 Dow Chevrolet, Austin Dillon. And in the number 42 Target Chevrolet, Kyle Larson. In row 14, starting at the number 34, Kentucky Fried Chicken Ford, David Reagan. And in the number 46, Pilot Flying J Chevrolet, Michael Annette. Row 13, in the number 38, Love's Travel Stops Ford, David Gilliland. And in the number 23, Maxim Fantasy app, Dr. Pepper Toyota, J.J. Yaley. In row 12, the number 41 Haas Automation Chevrolet, driven by Regan Smith. And in the number 95, Trident Financial Ford, Michael McDowell. In row 11, the number 31 Caterpillar Chevrolet, 2008 Daytona 500 champion, Ryan Newman. And in the number 27 Peak Menard Chevrolet, Paul Menard. In row 10, the number 10 GoDaddy Chevrolet, driven by Danica Patrick. The number 35 Speed Stick Ford, it's Cole Witt. In row 9, number 51 Branch Chevrolet, Justin Allgaier. And in the number 40 CarsForSale.com Chevrolet, Landon Castle. In row 8, in the number 66, Crazy Vapors X8 Energy Gum Toyota, Mike Wallace. And in the number 1 Cessna McDonald Chevrolet 2010 Daytona 500 champion, Jamie McMurray. In row 7, in the number 44 Golden Corral Chevrolet, Reed Sorensen. And in the number 5 Farmers Insurance Chevrolet, Casey Kane. In row number 6, in the number 21 Motorcraft Quick Lane and Auto Center Ford, Ryan Blaney. And in the number 4 Budweiser Jimmy John Chevrolet 2007 Daytona 500 champion, Kevin Harvick. In row 5, in the number 78 Furniture Row Visser Precision Chevrolet, Martin Truex Jr. And in the number 15 5-Hour Energy Toyota, Clint Boyer. In row 4, it's the number 16 Ortho Ford, driven by Greg Biffle. And in the number 14 Bass Pro Shops Mobile One Chevrolet, Tony Stewart. In row 3, in the number 19 Eris Toyota, Carl Edwards. And in the number 22 Shell Pennzoil Ford, Joey Logano. In row 2, in the number 18 M&M's Crispy Toyota, Matt Crafton. And in the number 88 Nationwide Chevrolet, two-time Daytona 500 champion, Dale Earnhardt Jr. And in the front row, in the number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet, two-time Daytona 500 champion, Jimmy Johnson. And starting on the pole for the 57th running of the Daytona 500, in the number 24 Drive to End Hunger Chevrolet, three-time Daytona 500 champion, Jeff Gordon.
Some dramatic pictures here, and for Jeff Gordon, this has to be emotional. He knows this is, he said, his final Daytona 500.
I remember the last time I raced here, and I remember tears came in when they said, "Gentlemen, start your engines." I thought, that's the last time I'm going to hear that here, and I teared up. I couldn't help it.
How about for drivers, the pageantry and the moment, the excitement of the crowd, but knowing you're going to get in a car, go 200 miles an hour with 42 other drivers, there's a lot of risk reward.
You got butterflies. You're just trying to get them all lined up before the race starts.
And a great scene with the family on hand and adoring fans. Jeff Gordon called this race terrifying, and this is a guy who's won it 3 times.
Well, if you watched all the preliminary events down here, you would say that they are terrifying. It's very dangerous out there, very exciting, though.
We're going to hear from Jeff Gordon, also from some of the drivers who have some interesting things to say about his career in the Swan Song season. It's the start of something big coming your way live here on Fox.
It's go time.
Start your engine!
That 88 car has been the best car. Boy, look at Dale Jr. go.
Checkered flag waving. It's over. It's Earnhardt.
Oh, yeah! Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
On his Twitter page, Dale Earnhardt Jr. describes himself as a retired dealership service mechanic, a former high school soccer player, and a future barbecue pitmaster. We describe him as the defending Daytona 500 champ, and he's standing by with Jamie Little.
Well, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has tasted that sweet victory here at the Daytona 500 twice, including last year. For all the new race fans watching, Jr., explain why this victory is the biggest of them all.
Well, you just got to be here to see all the people. They handed out 10,000 hot passes for this race. I got a lot of fans down here and around the pits, and it's quite a spectacle with the concert with Kid Rock and all the celebrities that come out, all the fans that get to see this show before the big show. It's just really exciting. Everybody gets really ramped up for this. They're building a lot of new grandstands, and they were able to sell them out. And they're going to have some more for next year. And they're just doing a great job really promoting this race and building the sport. So this is our big stage and our biggest race, and we just hope it's a great day for the sport. Hopefully it's an exciting finish.
All right, Dale Earnhardt Jr. won his dual race Thursday night, many saying he is the favorite today.
Jamie, Brad Keselowski nearly won this event 1 year ago, finishing third. Roger Penske's cars always perform the best on the biggest stage, and this is the biggest stage. What's your biggest challenge today?
I think just overcoming the weather. It's really hot. The cars aren't going to handle very well. At some point, I don't care who you are, you're going to cycle to the back. And you're going to have a great handling car and a great team to get back to the front. So trying to overcome that is going to be the most important part to winning the race today.
Owner RP looking for his second 500 win. Chris?
And Brad Keselowski, a true lightning rod personality in the sport, who's been a champ, who wants to get that first Daytona 500.
Yeah, if he can't find an opening, he'll make one. That's what I like him. He's unapologetic. He drives hard, If you're in front of him, you know he's going to try to pass you, and he'll pass you anywhere he can. Jeff Gordon can attest to that. I like his driving style. I like this kid. He's all in. He pushed them all to the middle. I'm all in.
The crew chief is like the coach for the quarterback with the driver. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is working with Steve Letarte, moving on to broadcasting with Greg Ives for the first time in this race.
Well, apparently it's working pretty good. They've had the fastest single car runs down here all week. They won their qualifying race. I think that this guy, Greg Ives, he worked for Dale Jr. in his Xfinity shop. They won the championship there with Chase Elliott, so I think this is going to be a really good marriage for these two.
And the odds in Las Vegas, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is a co-favorite with Jimmy Johnson at 8-1, just in case people are wondering about that. Well, it's the start of the end, the first race of Jeff Gordon's final full-time season. Jeff Gordon's numbers make him a surefire Hall of Famer. He became the face of the sport. He had to transition from Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt taking the sport forward, and with a season to go, he can improve on his amazing numbers by possibly winning his 4th Daytona 500. Also, he's been an Ironman today. He starts his 762nd consecutive race. By the time this year runs out, he'll probably set the record for NASCAR starts for a driver. Terry Bradshaw in the 70s, Magic Johnson in the 80s, Derek Jeter in the 90s. They all retired after they won multiple championships, and all with the same organization. Now it's Jeff Gordon's turn.
Come on, Bill, make it happen.
Drivers actually had a lot to say about Jeff Gordon, competing with him and now saying so long, remembering great moments from Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon, the 24 car.
Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon, 24 car.
Man, there's a lot to that.
It's going to be Jeff Gordon winning. Jeff Gordon wins. Jeff Gordon wins. Jeff Gordon's going to win his 3rd Daytona 500.
I remember the first time I met Jeff Gordon, and Dad walks up. He said, "Hey, once you meet this guy, this guy's going to be good." So he was right.
You know, you don't get to race against your childhood hero that often.
My hero growing up, guy that I always looked up to.
I got my first go-kart when I was 5 years old, and of course the number had to be 24 on that ride.
In 1993, I joined your fan club, and I'm still a fan in 2015.
I grew up as a Jeff Gordon fan.
Everything Jeff Gordon.
One day I was actually able to meet him. I was only about 13 years old.
My mom's got a couple outfits still that she has kept.
As a kid, I wore a Jeff Gordon hat. I mean, I got a couple die-cast and a t-shirt that I actually still have hanging in my office at Kyle Busch Motorsports today.
For as short as Jeff Gordon is, when you look in the mirror, it's like they use a magnifying glass in the windshield, because when you look back there, he looks bigger than everybody else. And it's usually because he's a lot closer than everybody else.
One of my favorite Jeff Gordon moments is the first time I got to race him for a win. I'm racing Jeff Gordon for a race win. Something I'll always cherish.
My favorite memory of you is starting alongside of you at the Daytona 500. And that's a pretty cool thing for a little girl who has always been a Jeff Gordon fan.
I still remember the first day that I actually met Jeff and was at lunch. You know, I knew I was probably in for something that was over my head when he ordered a salad for lunch and I ordered a cheeseburger.
Jeff Gordon, a great battle.
When Jeff came into the sport, it really opened up the window for where a driver came from.
It's going to be weird to see a young kid that's a foot taller than Jeff Gordon driving this thing next year. At least a foot, Jeff.
It's crazy to think about things coming around like they have.
Thank you for being the face of our sport for so many important years and really thrusting our sport into mainstream media.
We're all going to miss you. You're definitely the face of NASCAR.
Thank you for my job, basically introducing me to my wife.
He'll start the 500 from the pole.
I would say thanks to Jeff. It's been great to race with him and race against him.
Thanks for all the memories.
We're going to miss you, man.
Really proud of you.
A guy from California digging into the roots of a Southern sport and taking it mainstream. He joins us live from down on the track. Jeff, we appreciate you being on our program. I know you listened to the drivers. They all signed a windshield for you. I know you requested no gifts before race during the course of this season, but we'll have that sent over to the shop with the autographs of all those competitors, right, that you just heard from. This has to be an emotional moment, more than ordinary.
Oh, it is. This is an amazing moment. I can't believe I'm on the pole for this final Daytona 500, and can't wait to lead this field off to green. It's like a storybook, you know, in the making or happening live. And so I can't tell you how much that means to me to hear from your competitors and your peers, to, you know, hear those things that they're saying, and have guys like that you're racing against be big fans of yours for a long time, and to get to race against some of the best drivers out there in the world. It's amazing. This is a moment that I will cherish forever, for sure.
Hey, Jeff, it's DW. Jeff, I can give you 92 reasons, 92 reasons why you shouldn't be retiring. Can you just give me one? Just give me one why you should be retiring.
You know what? It's just the right time. It's the right time in my life. I have these two little ones here with us in the truck that are enjoying this moment as well, and I want to enjoy more moments with them. That's just one. You asked for one. That's all it takes.
Well, you got two good ones right there with you.
Yeah.
Well, that's good enough, Jeff. As fans see you touring around the track before the start of the race, is there anything on your driver bucket list? I know you've done everything that maybe you'll walk away that you hadn't done or wish you'd done differently.
Win a Daytona 500 in my final one.
Oh, okay, there's always a new challenge.
No, I mean, Kentucky's certainly on my list. That's a track we haven't won at, and I know I'm listed as a 4-time Sprint Cup champion, but I don't have a Sprint Cup trophy. And we've got a race team that's capable of doing that. That's what's making this season so much more special. Is and I know a lot of people are having a hard time accepting and understanding why do it now. You're still you're competitive out there, but you know, I do want to be able to go out on my own terms and on top, and I've got a race team that can help us do that this year.
Hey, Jeff, you're certainly a Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer. There's always a debate about numbers. Do you think there ever should be a time when we retire a driver like the caliber of you? You think we should ever think about retiring numbers?
Maybe, but not when you got a guy like Chase Elliott coming behind you that's going to go out there and make that 24 look really good. So I'm excited about not just this season, but next season as well, and the things that I get to be a part of and do in this sport. So I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, but I'm certainly going to take advantage of every moment and every fan that I get a chance to meet this year. They've been amazing, and this week has been incredible, the interaction I've had with the fans. I can't thank them enough. Can't thank all of you guys for covering the sport the way that you do, and looking forward to a heck of a ride today. It's going to be one heck of a race, my gosh, and I'm excited about our drive to Hunger Chevrolet.
And Jeff, we'll let you go, but we want to thank you at Fox Sports. You've been here for every race since we've come on now in our 15th year. You've been a great competitor and champion. We wish you luck today, and we'll talk to you in the next few races and hopefully the end of today. Thanks for being on with us.
All right, thank you guys.
And Jeff going to be a guest analyst in some of our races on the Xfinity Series on Fox and Fox Sports 1. Third on the all-time list among drivers. Where does he rank among the all-time greats?
Well, in my opinion, I say this all the time, and people, they don't understand. I call him the GOAT, and they think I'm being critical. I'm not. The greatest of all time, G-O-A-T. And people say, why? I said, look at the numbers. Look at the numbers he has compiled over his 23 years.
Numbers, yes.
4 championships, 92 wins. His top 5s and top 10s are amazing. He's the greatest of all time in my book.
The time that he came in with other drivers being as competitive, more competitive, absolutely amazing of what he has accomplished and still can accomplish through the course of this season. All right, time for the world-famous grid walk. Joining Michael Waltrip, Jamie Little is out there as well. So let's head down to the heat and the sun. And Michael, you're on. Wave to us. Hello, we can see you from here. What's going on
Chris,
down
it's
here?
Michael. I found Denny Hamlin. You've had the fastest car in town all week. What are you doing back here?
Little mishap, but we'll get to the front soon.
Fight your way to the front in a hurry, is that right?
In a hurry.
15 years of NASCAR on Fox. How cool is my helmet? Did you put your name on it? Sign it. Hey, I found Denny Hamlin. Jamie, who do you got down there?
It is packed down here at the 24 car. Vince Vaughn, the Grand Marshal. Hey, you know these cars are built for speed, not comfort, right?
Yeah, well, I'm counting on that. That's what I'm counting on. That's what it's about today. We're kicking it off with that.
You're rooting for the 24 because you're standing here waiting for him.
It's his last one, so I'd like to see him go out with a win here today.
Good to see you. Don't mess things up. Michael?
Hey, did you see me dance, Matt, on TV?
I did.
Wasn't that wonderful?
This one or the one on TV?
Either one. You've had one of the fastest cars in town, too, just like your teammate Denny Hamlin, but you're back in the back. What's the plan?
You know, I'm going to see how things look. If it looks fairly calm, we'll probably try to work our way toward the front. I think the track's going to be a lot different today. They'll probably be a little harder to pass. I think things will probably single out. So hopefully get our Dollar General Camry up front.
Hey, baby, how are you? Oh, hey, here's my car. Hey, Jamie, where are you?
I'm over here. Look, I found the U.S. Women's World Cup players. They're the honorary starters today. Girls, don't drop the flag. That's all you got to do, right?
Yep. No, figure eight. That's what we've been saying all day. She's got to hang on to that flag.
How awesome is this?
It's amazing. I cannot believe what these drivers have to do before they have to go perform. This is insane.
100 days from Tuesday, you will see Fox's coverage of the U.S. Women's World Cup. Michael, who do you have?
I found Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Were there any curlers involved in that hairdo, or is it just straight up?
It's like yours. It's just straight up natural, man.
Tell me your plan for today. It's going to be slick and hot. Are you ready to roll?
Well, you're back here with me, so let's go to the front. You ready?
Love your idea. Did you put your signature on my helmet?
I did.
Oh,
just
awesome.
for you.
Hey, where's Amy Purdy? Are you ready to drive, sister?
She's over here by the pace car, Amy Purdy. Good to see you here. You had lessons. What do you think about leading this field to green?
This is incredible. I'm driving the new Camry, the 2015 Camry, and it handles this track amazing. It's incredible. This is so fun.
What Camry?
Awesome to see you. Keep it on the track. Chris Myers, back to you.
All right, thanks for the toss, and good seeing you. Look forward to seeing you on the coverage of Fox and Fox Sports 1. You heard from Vince Vaughn. He's living the dream. He's today's Grand Marshal, starts to the upcoming movie, and will star in Unfinished Business, but here at Daytona, he's sharing the spotlight.
I was worried I was going to find you here like this. I see you in here, okay? You're all by yourself. You're soaking in the history. All right? The great ones, they always have moments like this. Once upon a time, there was a pretty terrific driver named Jeff. Horrible mustache.
The mustache wasn't that bad.
Mustache wasn't great, Jeff. In my story. I'm talking about a
Vince, stop. I really did come in here for quiet and to actually make a phone call.
So you just would make...
Yeah, just a call.
I thought you were dealing with other things, so it's
no
a
problem.
big moment for you, big moment for racing, so just...
Good talk. Really good. I do have to go race, though. So.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, all right.
Go do that.
Thanks.
You do have some unfinished business out there, Gordon. Got your name on this 3 times. Let's get number 4. And this is our dirty little secret, Gordon.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything they learn making tires for the grueling demands of NASCAR inspires what rolls into yours. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. So we welcome you back live and a look from above Daytona International Speedway. Ty Dillon, Austin Dillon, the brothers starting right next to each other, 30th and 31st. The grandchildren of Richard Childress. There's Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to become only the 4th driver to win back-to-back Daytona 500s. Brad Keselowski, brash, successful, and seeking his first ever Daytona 500 as we take you trackside for opening ceremony.
Enjoy yourself. Have fun. You got it. Ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as the Patrick Air Force Base Defense Equal Opportunity Management Institute Joint Services Honor Guard presents our nation's colors. Please remain standing as Pastor Ronnie Barton from First Baptist Church of South Daytona offers our invocation.
Our Father, we do thank you for this beautiful day that you have given us. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your forgiveness. And Father, we thank you for the Daytona 500. Lord, it is the great American race. It is the most prestigious race of all. Lord, we pray that you will protect our military and we protect the drivers and the pit crew. And thank you again for this day. For it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
He spent most of the last year on the road touring in support of his newest album, Behind the Light. Here to perform the national anthem is 19 Interscope recording artist Philip Phillips.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
The bald eagle, a symbol of America, our great country, part of the pre-race festivities. And that is Challenger, a 25-year-old non-releasable bald eagle cared for by the nonprofit American Eagle Foundation. Challenger has been a free-flying ambassador for his species, traveling around the country, educating the public about the importance of conservation for the bald eagle. And we want to congratulate, that's Frank Burkhardt, his 54th straight Daytona 500. He is attending here today with his grandson, Chris Kirshner. And he told us his fondest memory over the years was during his first Daytona 500. It was back in 1961 when Fireball Roberts pulled into victory lane. That's what these drivers are trying to do. Matt Kenseth, a two-time Daytona 500 winner. 500 miles, 200 laps, one champion will celebrate. Say the phrase birthplace of speed or the world's most famous beach and you'd be talking about Daytona. Beach racing has been synonymous with this area since 1903. But 57 years ago, a swampland was transformed into a 2.5-mile motorsports mecca. The Daytona 500, the great American race. It's the biggest, the richest, the most prestigious motorsports event. 35 different drivers have their names engraved on the trophy. Whose name will it be today? The Command, a time-honored tradition. We take you trackside here in Daytona.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, star of the upcoming comedy Unfinished Business, Vince Vaughn.
Drivers, start your engine!
This is a race with favorites, long shots, dreamers, all drivers who have a shot in this, the 57th running of the Daytona 500. We take you upstairs now to welcome in the same guys we've been working with. This is now our 15th year together. It's still working, I think. Darrell Waltrip, Mike Joy, and Larry McReynolds. Mike?
Richard Petty, Cale Yarborough, Bobby Allison, Dale Jarrett. 17 wins between them. You add to that list Mario Andretti, A.J. Foyt, Darrell Waltrip, Dale Earnhardt. The icons of this sport have all starred on its biggest stage. This is the biggest day of any of the year of NASCAR. And Darrell, who do you like?
Well, I think it'll be a battle of the Titans. I really do. I think the Joe Gibbs Toyotas with Matt Kenseth and Denny Hamlin, I think those are two guys that are going to be a big factor in this race. We go to the Hendrick Chevrolets, and you got Dale Jr. and Jimmy Johnson. They both won qualifying races. That's where your battle's going to be, right up front.
Why?
Well, because they got bad, fast cars.
Larry, for every favorite, there are dark horses in the field, perhaps as many this year as any, and some can certainly surprise.
Yeah, the drivers that Darrell mentioned, we've been talking about them in entire speed weeks because they've been at the top of the speed charts. But it just seems like with this 500-mile race, there's always somebody we've not been talking about. I go back to Ryan Newman in 2008, Jamie McMurray 2010, and need I remind you, rookie Trevor Bayne in 2011 driving for the Wood Brothers. We talk about the favorites, but there's probably a driver just laying in the weeds.
1990, Dale Earnhardt led the white flag lap. Derek Cope went to victory lane. Ready for the 57th annual Daytona 500 on Fox. Who will win the Great American Race? The biggest race of the year.
It is a big, big deal.
Here they come.
It's showtime. It's It's intimidating.
Whoa, Nelly, hold on to him, boys.
It's over. It's Earnhardt.
Unbelievable. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
On the warmest day in Daytona Beach in over a month, we're set to run the Daytona 500. The Fox NASCAR season begins right here as they roll off pit road. Here's the Geico starting grid for today's race. Jeff Gordon has his second Daytona 500 pole next to his teammate, two-time winner Jimmy Johnson. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is a two-time 500 winner, and Matt Crafton replaces Kyle Busch. It's his first Sprint Cup start. Joey Logano has his best start ever for the 500 next to 2011 runner-up Carl Edwards. Tony Stewart has won 19 races in Daytona, but never this one. Greg Biffle, who won the summer race here in 2003. Redemption Row, Clint Boyer finished 42nd last year. Martin Truex was 43rd. Kevin Harvick is the series champion and 2007 winner. Ryan Blaney, a rookie. Casey Kane, 2 top 10 finishes here, and Reed Sorensen had to race his way in through the duel. Jamie McMurray, the 2010 winner, and Mike Wallace in his first 500 since 07. Landon Castle, 12th last year. Justin Allgaier has one Daytona 500 start. Cole Witt in the big race for the second time, and Danica Patrick starting for the rear, third of 4 years. Paul Menard, 6th in 2012. Ryan Newman, the 08 winner. Michael McDowell, 7th here last July. Regan Smith in 2013 finished 7th in the 500. J.J. Yaley, first time he's been in the race in 2 years, and David Gilliland, 3rd in 2011. Michael Annette's making his second start in the 500. David Reagan won the summer race here in 11. Kyle Larson in the race for the second time, as is Austin Dillon. They battled for Sunoco Rookie of the Year last year. Ty Dillon, a rookie. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 7th a year ago. Eric Almirola won here in July, and Michael Waltrip's won the 500 twice, as has Matt Kenseth. He's there with Johnny Sauter. First time he's in the 500 in 8 years. Trevor Bayne, the 2011 winner. And Sam Hornish returns to Sprint Cup full-time. Brad Keselowski, a past series champion, and A.J. Allmendinger. Then Casey Mears and Denny Hamlin, who both have runner-up finishes in the 500. And Bobby Labonte, the runner-up in 1998.
With great pleasure, I want to talk to the guy on the pole, 4-time champion, 92 wins, Jeff Gordon. It's Darrell Waltrip in the Fox Sports 1 booth. Buddy, Fox Sports 1 here. You got a copy?
10-4 DW, I got you.
Jeff, you're on the pole. You get ready to take the green flag for the great American race, the Daytona 500, for the last time. Half of the garage area, all the drivers over there say you're their hero. What's going through your head, buddy?
I'm just excited about this opportunity. I got one last shot at winning another Daytona 500. I'm just taking it all in. Just so proud of this race team and the race car they've given me. And we've got an excellent shot at winning this thing. So now it's time to get focused and go do our jobs.
All right, my friend. Well, good luck. We'll be watching. What a storybook ending on the pole, and if you could pull it off.
10-4. Yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to take some risky moves. It's going to take some patience. It's going to take all those things that it takes to win the Great American Race. So looking forward to it. Thank you.
Jeff Gordon starts from the pole. Let's go back to 1997 and turn number 2. The 24 makes its move. Jeff Gordon going for the front against Dale Earnhardt in the number 3, who brushes the wall. Dale Jarrett gets into the back of Earnhardt, who ends up on his lid. And Jeff Gordon leads them to the flag in a 1-2-3 finish for Hendrick Motorsports. Two years later, Jeff Gordon makes a bold 3-wide move off turns 3 and 4, battling Rusty Wallace in the 2. And comes around to hold off Mike Skidder in the 31 and Dale Earnhardt to the checkered flag. (2005). For the first time ever, the Daytona 500 goes into overtime. A late race caution puts Gordon out front for the green-white checker. He beats Kurt Busch, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Scott Riggs to the checkered flag as they race 4 wide behind him. Pacing the field for the Daytona 500 is the new 2015 Toyota Camry. 2014 Paralympic bronze medalist Amy Purdy is behind the wheel. Let's get our late-breaking stories from pit road. Jamie Little.
Well, Mike, Matt Kenseth is a 2-time Daytona 500 winner, and already this week, he is a winner. He went to victory lane in the Sprint Unlimited and proved he's going to be a force today. But he is starting in the back, and his crew chief told me, usually Matt Kenseth likes to get to the front. He doesn't want to mess around hanging out in the back, but today is different. It's the Daytona 500. It's a very long race. They're going to be very patient and very smart as he moves his way to the front. Vince?
Regan Smith is filling in for Kurt Busch today in the 41 car. Smith was in the garage early this morning getting a final seat fitting and also getting the comforts of the cockpit to his liking. Smith has not practiced this car in the pack draft, but he told me just before climbing in today he feels no apprehension. Yes, the driver is different, but the team goal is the same: win the Daytona 500. Chris?
Vince, Jamie McMurray could be a sleeper today. He won this race back in 2010, but his best finish other than that win, a 14th place. But just a couple weeks ago, he won the Rolex 24 at Daytona, putting his name next to AJ Foyt and Mario Andretti as the only 3 drivers who have won all 3 events. Well, he's got momentum on his side, and momentum is important at Daytona. Matt?
Chris, a busy 16 hours for Joe Gibbs Racing. When Matt Crafton arrived back in Daytona, they found a tailor that would open up. They hemmed Kyle Busch's fire suit by about 4 inches. This morning he was fitted in the car. Same seat insert, but they had to add some padding and also adjust the pedals. And then the most important thing, they sat down with Matt and spotter Tony Hirschman III, talked about communication, terminology. That way, they've never worked together, but that way they at least have that down. Now he will roll to the back, which Mike Joy really could be the safest bet of all and the smartest move for having a great day here in Daytona.
Thanks, Matt. He'll be one of a dozen hanging out in the back. We'll get to those in a second. It is a gorgeous day in Daytona Beach. We've had evenings. We've been racing in the 40s. The tires were giving off sparks, but it's the warmest day in a month here. 75 degrees to go 200 laps, 500 miles. Keep an eye on that fuel window. 40 to 46 laps on each tank of fuel. 12 cars go to the rear. 10 drivers are in backup cars, plus the 2 weekend driver changes, Matt Crafton and Regan Smith. Now they will fall to the rear in the order in which they would have started the race. So whoever was starting the highest up leads that group at the tail end of the pack.
Yeah, Mike, that's close to a third of the field that's going to the rear.
Well, one thing that jumped out at me was that track temp, 105 degrees. Haven't seen any track temps like that.
Amy Wambach, Christine Rampone, and Kelly O'Hara from the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team are ready with the green flag. That's Kim Lopez in the helmet, the first female chief starter for a 500. And here we go.
Right, all right. Green flag's in the air. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Lap that Jeff Gordon led in his Sprint Cup career came in this race, 1993. He's led close to 25,000 of them. Will Gordon or Johnson lead lap 1?
Well, it's nose to nose right here, but I believe Gordon's got it. I believe Jeff's got it.
You know, at the start of the race, I was watching Denny Hamlin, that 11 car. He was starting to try to make it 3 wide, and he had an old friend following from the Budweiser Duel the other night, Danica Patrick, in that green number 10.
Matt Kenseth, that yellow number 20, next to his teammate Hamlin. Hamlin and Patrick on the move on the outside. They've caught Ricky Stenhouse working their way up through the field from the back. Patrick up to 17th, Hamlin 14th as they come off turn 4.
Very comforting feeling to look in your mirror if you're Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, or Dale Earnhardt Jr. Those are teammates from the Hendrick Motorsports Group. Look pretty stout.
Double wide, first 12 cars. Then it's 3 abreast from there on back at 200 miles per hour.
Darrell, when I see Jimmy Johnson in that 48 car leading this race, when you get out there like that, we saw the same thing in the Budweiser Dual qualifying race. You have to watch both lines behind you.
And you see the run that Carl Edwards in the 19 car there got on Jimmy, but didn't have anywhere to go with it. Had to back off a little bit, and that bottlenecked everybody behind him. But Johnson doing a nice job leading this thing.
Matt Kenseth tops the list of biggest movers. After 3 days and nights of crashing and carnage, an orderly start to the 500. But in 4 of the last 6 500s, the first caution flag has flown before lap 10.
You know what's kind of ironic? You think about Carl Edwards working with Darian Grubb. Darian Grubb was Tony Stewart's crew chief when Tony beat Carl for the Sprint Cup championship, and here they are 2 years, 3 years later working together.
Edwards in that orange number 19 has slotted into second behind Jimmy Johnson Chevy.
Said he was a little nervous about this new deal over there at the Joe Gibbs Toyota camp, but I think the way they've performed this week with finishing 3rd in the Unlimited, 3rd in the Dual, they've been fast. I think the tension has kind of dissipated a little bit.
Darian's that way. He will calm you down. He's a real calm guy, doesn't get excited. I think that he and Carl make a really nice combination.
Add to that drama, Grubb was Jimmy Johnson's crew chief for one of his Daytona 500 wins. 5 cars at the back of the pack losing touch with that lead draft, perhaps by design.
One of the things we hadn't heard all the 10 days we've been down here is everybody's cars seem to be handling really, really well. The cool temps was making the track have a lot of grip. Today, I'm really anxious to see just how these tires are going to hold up and how these cars are going to handle in these hot conditions.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., that blue car, moving to the outside for 2nd place against Jeff Gordon.
Well, that 88 car, Dale Earnhardt Jr., has been the fastest car in single car runs ever since we got here. He's had a couple of 3/10s in the bank. Wouldn't surprise me to see him go up there and take the lead.
Every time we've interviewed him, he has been ecstatic about the way that 88 car has been handling and the speed it has had.
And another crew chief driver combination. Greg Ives comes over from the Xfinity Series with Chase Elliott last year, and here he is with Dale Earnhardt Jr. They've already won their qualifying race and look like they got a pretty fast car today.
The big difference today, though, is the temperature. Not just the ambient temperature, but the temperature of the racing asphalt. There you see the difference from a week ago Saturday night until right now.
Oh, it's huge, and that's like you need to almost change your setup for the conditions to be as different as they are.
And the biggest thing, it just does not have as much grip. When the track temp comes up, the tires don't grip as good.
Yeah, and the tires they build up more pressure because the heat of the track. They build up more tire pressure. That affects the handling of the car. Ambient temperature affects everything. Tape on the grill, another thing that these guys haven't had to deal with. Hopefully they've all figured it out.
Walk out on your driveway barefoot when it's 105 degrees and see how much traction you get.
There you go. Go to the mailbox.
Joey Logano in that yellow Ford trying to break up the Hendrick trio at the front of the field. He has Tony Stewart in tow, the 14, Kevin Harvick the 4, and Matt Kenseth the 20 on the inside lane.
Darrell talked about Tony Stewart in that 14 car. I think he could be the sleeping giant. 48 career wins in Sprint Cup, never the great American race.
Here comes Logano to the inside in his Ford. Matt Yoakum.
Joey has put more into this event than any other, working with his spotter. They've watched old restrictor plate races, just thinking about what each were thinking at that moment, as well as the communication. The second duel, he went up on top of the stand to watch with his spotter, and they talked about it as well. And it's just right where they are now is one of the most difficult areas for the spotter to call. So Tad Boyd said, you have to be more in control at that point. Chris Neville.
Well, Matt, the guys in the booth just talking about the track, the temperature today, and Carl Edwards already talking just 8 laps into this race that 19 car a little bit tight off turn 4. He's saying, guys, if we're going to have a problem, that's where it's going to be today.
And turn 4 it's kind of problematic anyway because it's where the tunnel goes under the track down there, and as you come out of turn 4, in the banking, the car feels good, but when it settles down onto the straightaway over that little bump there, it can really upset your car.
We know how tense side-by-side traffic can be on the interstate at 60, 70 miles an hour. What's it like at 200?
Well, the cars you see right here, the cars buff around. There is so much dirty air, turbulence pouring off these race cars. They will actually suck themselves into each other. I mean, you get up beside the guy's your right front fender up along his left rear quarter panel. We've seen it in practice. We saw it in the qualifying races. It can upset the car on the outside big time.
Oh, Logano cuts up high as Gordon drops to the bottom, and Joey gets a slingshot draft off the 24. Comes up to second right behind Jimmy Johnson.
I believe that Logano is going somewhere, buddy.
But I'm pretty impressed with our pole sitter, Jeff Gordon, at 24. He's being pretty aggressive in early going. He doesn't have a problem going from the top to the bottom.
You know why, Larry? Because he doesn't want to get back in the eye of the storm. Stay up front. That's the safest place to be.
10 laps complete this time by. Jimmy Johnson has led 8 of 9 so far.
You claim you're paying too much for wireless, but isn't this what you agreed to?
Yes.
I object. We moved to cut Ms. Kapoor's rate plan in half. No one should be paying these prices to call their mother. We demand a great rate plan at half the price. I got you, Ms. Kapoor.
Been fouled by your wireless carrier? Bring in your Verizon or AT&T bill and turn in your old phone. We'll cut your rate plan in half. We'll even buy out your current contract. Visit us online or come into a Sprint store.
Half.
Well, mathematically speaking, there's only one option. Every driver knows fuel mileage can make or break a race. But did you know Goodyear designs tires that help me win on the track and you win at the pump? Tires with low rolling resistance technology can help you save, can help you save on gas. How far can it get you? There's a whole lot to see out there if you don't just take left turns. Goodyear has a science behind fuel-saving tread. You either get it or you don't. Goodyear gets it. That's why they've been making tires to face NASCAR's grueling demands for more than 60 years. And that's why they've got a tire that's right for you. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR.
Started my Camry. Remembered the choices I'd made. To be bold where others are scared. To show her right from wrong. And realized my little girl had become an amazing human being. Who will make choices of her own. Toyota. Let's go places.
It may look calm and orderly, but Dale Earnhardt Jr., third in line, just had a big slide down in turn number 1, and that loss of momentum is going to cost him third place for the moment to the 22 of Logano.
That's what I was going to say. That was a moment. That was one of those moments, and you don't want to do that again. Fortunately, he was in a position where he could catch it without making any contact with anybody else.
Jimmy Johnson likes to lead this race. He has not been denied except for the first lap, which was led by Jeff Gordon. Casey Kane back in 14th, the other 3 Hendrick Chevrolets right up near the front.
Mike, sometime around, I think Larry about for this, somewhere around 20 laps. That's when the tires really start to, you find out who's got the best handling cars, because the tires really start to give up a little bit, and it all comes to handling. We got a great battle for the lead.
3 wide, though, right behind him.
Looks like Jeff Gordon's going to take the lead in the 24 and bring the 22 of Logano with him.
And Jimmy Johnson in that 48, he got shuffled to the outside. He's finally going to fall back in line.
I think he might have touched the wall off of 4 there, too. Maybe there's a little push problem with the car.
Might have rushed it alongside Martin Truex with Tony Stewart on the bottom. Johnson caught 3 more.
Tell you, this is a 15 to 20 laps. I always feel like that's when your car's going to go through that transition of being really good or going to junk.
Oh, that's 12 cars under a blanket right behind the front 5. That is a tight pack right there. No one able to surge ahead. Logano wants the lead.
I believe Carl Edwards in the 19 car will get up there and maybe give Logano the push he needs. That inside line looks like they got the push right now.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. gave Jeff Gordon a shove coming into the tri-oval. He was able to hold the lead. Now 2 laps ago when Jimmy Johnson got shuffled, his 48 may have brushed the wall. Let's see.
Yeah, he's right up there in that place around right where the tunnel is. It makes the car push a little bit. He scraped it, didn't hurt it, just scraped it a little bit.
Yeah, we've seen that happen to a number of drivers. Late exit of turn 4 where the banking goes all the way to flat.
Larry, the car feels good, heavy. You got a lot of input in the steering, but when it flattens out, then it's liable to jump into the wall like Jimmy Johnson's did.
Denny Hamlin told me this morning, I like to lead. I'm going to get to the front just as soon as I can and get the nose of his Camry in the wind. He started at the back. He's almost to the front.
I just believe that Jimmy Johnson way back here on the outside. I think the handle's gone away on that car, Larry. It looks like he's just falling back.
Mike, you talked about Denny Hamlin in that black number 11, but his teammate Matt Kenseth in that 20 started deep in the field as well, and he's been working his way up through the middle.
"16 laps complete. Jeff Gordon back out front. He and teammate Jimmy Johnson are the only 2 drivers to lead in the first 17 laps of the Daytona 500.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Sprint. Bring us your Verizon or AT&T bill and we'll cut your rate plan in half. Visit sprint.com/half price. And by Aflac. In just one day, we approve and pay. Introducing one-day pay.
We're under caution at lap 19. That yellow car is Landon Castle. The Iowa driver finished 12th in last year's 500. Something big. Let's go under the hood. He drops to the bottom, but with fluid on the racetrack, the caution flag waves.
Really nice job of getting that thing down off the racetrack and not causing a bigger mess.
Now, Mike, pit road will be open. We're over a third of the way through a fuel run. I think you're going to see a lot of these drivers get 4 tires, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see a lot of them go with just 2 rights.
Jeff Gordon leads them onto pit road. Jamie Little.
And Jimmy Johnson already led 12 laps today. Not sure if he actually did touch the wall. He asked his spotter and they couldn't tell. They will change those right sides just in case, so the handling could be a little bit better. Chris?
Jamie Gale Jr. saying that the car is a bit tight. He tried running the tire fans, but said that 88 got snappy loose going into the corner. Looks like 2 tires on the 88. Matt?
Joey Logano, Jeff Gordon, and Greg Biffle all complaining about the same issue. The car extremely tight, especially off turn 4. Biffle opted for 4 tires to make a much more significant adjustment this early in the race to try to make some big gains.
Pretty much a dead heat for the Advanced Auto Parts race off pit road. Jeff Gordon beating Joey Logano by a bumper. Landon Castle's car hauled to the garage. He'll be the first casualty of this Daytona 500. We're under caution. Time for the Aflac Speed Report. A look at who's getting around the 2.5-mile tri-oval the quickest. Keep in mind the lead car, not necessarily the fastest due to the draft. Michael McDowell's Ford has the fastest speed of this race so far. Aflac's one-day pay because they know speed matters. Cole Witt penalized for too many men over the wall on that first pit stop of the day. Now, Michael Annett, Casey Mears, Bobby Labonte stayed out when everyone else pitted. Annett is credited with leading a lap of the 500, as is J.J. Yaley and now Casey Mears. Eric Stonestreet's been a fan. He's been around all weekend enjoying the Fox Bash at the beach, and here for the 500 up on the pit box of Kevin Harvick. 22 laps complete.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Budweiser. Budweiser still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you.
42 cars on the lead lap. Sam Hornish at the back. He had a long stop fixing his helmet air conditioning. Everyone is pitted. Jeff Gordon, Joey Logano on the front row. Gordon gets lane choice, picks the inside. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Martin Truex, Carl Edwards, Casey Mears, Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart, Bobby Labonte, Jamie McMurray, the top 10. We are back under green. Darrell, when they get to the backstretch, there'll be a lot of speedy dry blowing up there.
Yeah,
effect on the drivers.
Well, it sticks to your windshield, and if you're back in the pack, it just gets that much worse. And you need to see as clearly as you can right now when you're all packed up like this. So it will have some effect. There you see it spraying up on the cars back in the field there, and it does stick to those Lexan windshields. A lot of it. It's like running through a dust storm.
Turn 4, still a lot of 3 wide. That green car on the bottom. Danica Patrick, 3 abreast, talking about the wind up in turn 4.
I said that I'm sure turn 4 being tight is definitely some of the wind, but it doesn't change that it's still an issue.
Yeah, the wind affects these cars. I mean, the big flat sides on these cars, one of the things that makes them handle good in the corner, also those big gusts of wind, those puff of winds will move the car around.
But I will say before that caution, and we had already run 18 laps, a lot of drivers were complaining about their cars being tight. They were turning the steering wheel, but the front tires were not responding.
And that's usually the way it goes because you know it's going to be a little hotter and a little slicker, so you tighten the car up. You can back that out as the race goes on.
Logano and Edwards side by side as they come off turn number 4 behind Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr. That's Edwards in orange, Logano in yellow.
Well, Larry, right now I'm just seeing it's going to be hard to shake one of those Henry cars out of the lead. I mean, it's Jimmy Johnson, Dale Jr., and Jeff Gordon. One of them's up there holding the lead pretty good.
Tony Stewart second on the inside line, trying to move up. Matt.
Mike, the only thing missing from his career is a Daytona 500 win. Now, effort equals results. Now, remember back in the duel, Stewart's 14 sustained significant body damage. His crew chief, Chad Johnson, actually did much of the repair work. In fact, they had so much bodywork stuff going on, he had to change his uniform twice due to so much Bondo dust. But the car was fast. They did not want to go to a backup, and they're showing why now.
Had they gone to a backup car, they would have had to start this race in the rear. Stewart wants to be out front.
But when you got a car you like, if there's any way to keep it in the race, you keep it in the race. A driver that's confident in his car or crew, the whole package, that's what you want.
Jeff Gordon out front, trying to become the first driver since Bobby Allison in 1988 to win the Daytona 500 in their final start in the great race.
Larry, of course, back in the day when there wasn't so many templates, if something happened to the car in the race, we could fix them a lot better here at the track.
A lot better.
Hey, man, give me a break. I've been in the wall. Come on.
Let's check in on Regan Smith, former Rookie of the Year, named this weekend to replace Kurt Busch in the number 41 for Gene Haas and that Chevrolet team. Vince Welch has more.
Not a regular Sprint Cup Series driver right now, but he does have a lot of experience. 172 Cup starts. He's won in this series before back at Darlington. To start the race, they wanted the car to be a little bit snug because of the securement and the fact that he has not had much practice, none in the draft. But he said it was just way too tight, so they made air pressure and chassis adjustments to free him up, particularly in turn 4.
He had a strong run in yesterday's Xfinity Series race as he leads the 55 of Michael Waltrip.
Yeah, and back to Regan Smith, his wife Megan is back in the Mooresville, North Carolina area, due with their first child any day now.
Well, y'all do remember he was upside down yesterday.
Yes, he was.
He did like a 360.
Said that's the first time he'd ever been upside down in a race car.
He said he had a strong run. It didn't say he had a great finish. Dale Earnhardt Jr. running second behind teammate Jeff Gordon. Let's look at the nationwide Dale Jr. performance report for the first 30 laps of this 500.
You're watching Dale Jr. here, and you see how you look behind you probably is 75% of the time. You kind of have a sense about what's in front of you and where the people are in front of you, but you're constantly looking at who's making a run on you, where they are, and that's why you see him looking back a lot. Another thing, Dale Jr. is left-handed, and he uses that left hand to really drive the car. You watch him, he'll take that right hand and just slip it up on top of that wheel when he gets down to the corner. He really does most of his steering with his left hand.
Two-time defending Daytona 500 champion Dale Earnhardt Jr. in second, behind Jeff Gordon and ahead of Carl Edwards. Edwards with a brand new team this year. He left Ford and Roush Fenway Racing to move over to Joe Gibbs and the Toyota camp, joining former teammate Matt Kenseth, Denny Hamlin, and Kyle Busch.
Yep, he was Coach Gibbs' #1 draft choice for this year.
Yeah, Carl Edwards has 23 Sprint Cup Series wins, an Xfinity Series win, but he has never won a Sprint Cup Series restrictor plate race.
Kyle Busch watching from a Daytona hospital after a crash in yesterday's race. His substitute driver, Truck Series champion Matt Crafton. Let's get an update on the 18. Matt Yoakum.
Mike, an update for Kyle about his car with Crafton behind the wheel. Everything going according to plan. Now, they waited and pitted the second time by, not with all the leaders, because they just wanted to have a nice, easy entry onto pit road, because remember, Kyle had issues in the duel with his tach. They also wanted Matt to be able to get his bearings of where they were pitting, and everything going according to plan. He says the car is just a tick on the snug side, but all's well.
Matt Crafton was a groomsman in Kyle and Samantha Busch's wedding. There they are earlier today at the hospital, expecting their first child in May.
But think about Matt Crafton. He has a ton of racing experience. He's won the last 2 championships in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. The biggest race of the year. Darrell, I was thinking about it this morning. What if the night before the Super Bowl, as a backup quarterback, you said, our starting quarterback can't go? I know you've never started a game, but you're our guy tomorrow.
Put me in, Coach. Yeah. But hello to Kyle and Samantha. I know you're watching.
They're expecting in May, there's a baby boom these last 4 or 5 years in NASCAR. Drivers and kids.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. Coca-Cola, open happiness.
Jeff Gordon has been out front for 22 of 37 laps. In this Daytona 500 sprint, we'll cut your rate plan in half. Bring your Verizon or AT&T bill to Sprint. Turn in your old phone. They will cut your rate plan in half at a Sprint retail store or on sprint.com/half price. Closing in on 25,000 career laps led. 6th on the all-time list.
But you know, Chris Myers talked about it in the pre-race show. 762 starts in Sprint Cup, all consecutive starts.
One thing, Larry, we got audio from 80. Let's see what Dale Jr. says.
Tell Jeff it seems the string of the field will be run on the bottom instead of the top.
One of the things I was going to say is, these guys right now, they are giving a lot of feedback to the crew chief. They got that first pit stop in. The cars were a little tight. They adjusted on them. You got to keep feeding information to the crew chiefs. Cars doing this, cars doing that. You got to break the corners down. Good in, middle, center, off. And that's the information that will help you get down near the end of this race, have a good race car.
Let's go to Earnhardt's pit. Chris Neville.
Mike, obviously Dale saying let's run the bottom of the racetrack now. That was just one comment he had to TJ Majors. He's told him a couple different times to try and tell Jeff's crew, let's run the 24 and the 88 at the bottom. And Dale also saying since that last pit stop, the car not as tight as it was. So the adjustment there's making is working on the 88.
And that's what you do. You start the race with the car a little tight. You don't want to be up in the middle of this field with a car that's loosey-goosey about to spin out. So you start them a little tight, then you back that out as the race wears on.
Yeah, and Chris Neville mentioned TJ Majors. That's the spotter for Dale Earnhardt. All of these drivers have a spotter that's up on top of the main grandstands. It's another pair of eyes for these drivers.
23 drivers in this lead pack. One of them is Brad Keselowski in 19th place. He's made a nice rebound, Matt, after a long pit stop.
Mike, the reason why the long pit stop, Brad was complaining about the car being extremely loose, just slipping and sliding all over the racetrack. So crew chief Paul Wolf decided to fix the car now under caution. They can make much bigger changes. They pushed in a spring rubber as well as a chassis adjustment, just trying to tighten up that tube.
From 33rd up into the top 20 since the restart. Stewart in the wall. And now Matt Kenseth got bounced into the wall. Everybody scatters. Yellow flag.
Stewart has a lot of damage, and so does the 20 car. A lot of damage on the right front of the 14 car of Tony Stewart, you can see there.
Two of the big favorites to win the Daytona 500. The Chevy of Tony Stewart, the Toyota of Matt Kenseth, come to grief here between turn 4 and the trioval at lap 41.
Kenseth is a little less, maybe a little more cosmetic. You can see some smoke off the right front, but Tony's has got some chassis suspension damage.
See how this started, Darrell.
Where Stewart's down here on the bottom behind the 22 car, Joey Logano coming up. Look like that thing that we've seen. Oh gosh, he got right over into the 21 car. One of the things we've seen is when a car gets to the left corner of your car, it loosens you up so badly. That's what it looked like. Hamlin got that nose up there, shot him up the track.
Now Stewart was 6th down here at the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah, you see Hamlin behind him in the 11. Now watch when Hamlin gets right to that left rear quarter panel. It turns your car, it makes your car get loose. And Tony tried to correct. Ryan Blaney was there. Michael ran into back of the 20. Michael walked into 55, ran in the back of the 20 of Matt Kenseth. Just a bottleneck chain reaction.
Damage on that red and white 21 of Ryan Blaney's as well.
Look at Jamie McMurray in that black number 1. He's going to slide through there.
Couple of hits there for Kenseth, 3 in all, and he's down on the apron.
I think Matt's car might be okay. I think they can repair it. I'm not sure about Tony's.
There's Michael Waltrip, the 55, getting in the back of Matt Kenseth. Oh, wow, he missed Regan Smith. Okay,
just barely.
Want to ride with Matt Kenseth?
I don't.
Here. Here's
I don't ride with you. Not now.
Tony Stewart, like Dale Earnhardt a couple of decades before him, has tried everything to win the Daytona 500. Now, that car's not out of it. It'll be damaged. It may have some repair on it, but it can still draft and still run. Here's what Brad Keselowski had to say about this one.
Copy. You get in the back up there a little bit.
It didn't even feel like it was that hard. I just bumped them, but it popped the fender. I don't think it's anything big.
Said he popped the fender. Look, when you hit the nose of the car, it'll bow the fender. It'll bow the hood and the fenders up a little bit. It looks okay, but we'll have to take a closer look when he's in the pit.
Pit road is open under the second caution. Jamie.
And Jimmy Johnson earlier saying his car was a little bit tight, not turning as well as he'd like, but they said that is gone. The car is better. They'll put on right sides and make a chassis adjustment. Chris?
Dale Earnhardt Jr. took 2 tires on the last stop, said the car is getting better. Right in front of us, the 19 Carl Edwards. Pretty heated debate on that car, whether to take 2 tires or 4. They take 4. Matt?
Jeff Gordon in, same issue as last time. The car tight, but it is consistent. Right side tires again for the 24.
Jeff Gordon wins the race off pit road from Joey Logano, who picks up 3 spots there. And we're under caution for the second time today in the Daytona 500 on Fox.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Game of War. Play free now.
The City Double Cash card, the only card that pays you back twice. 5 drivers in the field have won the Great American Race twice, including Jeff Gordon 3 times. Here's where they are running today. We will restart with Matt Kenseth and Tony Stewart under repair on pit road. Landon Castle in the garage area, blown engine. Everyone else on the lead lap as we go back to green. Jeff Gordon and Joey Logano on point.
Matt Kenseth sets on pit road. They work on the car there. I think they decided to take their licks. Let's get it fixed before we go back out.
Stewart had steering damage in the right front they're trying to repair.
We're almost a quarter way through this race, and Joey Logano in the 22, Gordon in the 24, Earnhardt in the 88, Johnson in the 48. They still have not changed left side tires.
Heck, you know, you think back to the Sprint Unlimited, Dale Jr. is going to run 75 laps on the same set of tires. So apparently the hotter track conditions are not affecting the tires as much as we thought it might.
Matt Kenseth back in the race as Joey Logano tries to become the 6th driver to lead this Daytona 500 and does at the start-finish line. Let's check with Jamie.
Matt Kenseth pitted 3 times to fix that right front damage. The clearance wasn't good enough. There was a tire rub, so they actually had to replace part of that right front fender, and he's going to stay out now. Right now it seems like the suspension is okay on the 20 car.
Yeah, I think that was wise. Go ahead and get it fixed, lose a couple laps, whatever you got to do, and then try to get a lucky dog or two and get back in this thing.
The field will lap him by once again. Joey Logano's Ford is out front of the 500. Let's give you a NASCAR on Fox. Crank it up. Tip of the Fox cap to audio engineer emeritus Freddie Aldis, who's brought us such great sounds of Speed Week these many years, working his final 500. Joey Logano out front. Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Denny Hamlin all in a position to strike at the head of this draft.
Seems to be a theme here. If you can get out front like Joey is, we saw it with Jeff Gordon, we saw it with Jimmy Johnson, seems like you can hold everybody at bay.
Tony Stewart has not returned to the track. In fact, he's headed back for the garage. Matt?
Mike, heartbreak for Stewart. Now, they had 2 different groups working on the 14. One was working on the cosmetic damage. Another group was working on the suspension area in that right front. They have come to the conclusion that the spindle in the right front is severely bent. They're taking it back to the garage. They're going to take their time and replace it. His chances for a 500 win will have to wait till next year.
3 times Stewart has finished 41st or worst in this race.
Yeah, if you look at the 4 restrictor plate races last year, his best finish was 34.
Yeah, he made heavy contact with that outside wall. Surprised that they didn't take it to the garage.
40 cars on the lead lap. Matt Kenseth 2 laps down. Stewart going to the garage. Landon Castle out of the race.
You look at Joey Logano in his 22 car leading this race. A couple of years ago, after spending about 4 years at Joe Gibbs Racing, he had no idea where his career was going to go. This is his 3rd year with Team Penske over there. Won 5 races last year. This is his 7th year in Sprint Cup, and he's only 24 years old.
Yep, young man, got a great future ahead of him.
Joey Logano started racing quarter midgets in his native Connecticut at about age 5. He says, someday I'm going to kick Jeff Gordon's butt. Well, Jeff Gordon is just outside to his right rear. And when reminded of that quote he gave to the Hartford Courant, Logano says, you know what? I hope there's some little kid in a car somewhere wants to come up here and kick my butt now. There's your Toyota top performers, Denny Hamlin, who started in the back right up to the front in his number 11.
Got a little company here right now.
Boy, Joey Logano just slid right in behind Jeff Gordon in that 24 in front of Dale Earnhardt in the 88.
I think Dale Earnhardt Jr. let him in.
Little give and take there.
Little give and take right now. No need to be too aggressive at this point.
Another of the cars damaged in that lap 41 crash was Ryan Blaney. Chris Neville has an update.
And Mike, this being his first Daytona 500, spent quite a while on pit lane. A bit of damage to the left side of that car. Checked with the team, and one of the problems, the suspension damage. That steering wheel no longer straight. Looks like the toe took a pretty good hit.
You know, when I'll never forget this, Larry. We were down here, and Earnhardt, he used to come running up beside you and stick that nose right in your door. I mean, right in the driver's door. Came in the pit and I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm side drafting." I said, "What do you mean? I never heard of side drafting." I said, "What are you talking about?" Look at Jeff Gordon. He goes down on the door of the 22 of Joey Logano, gets the push. He slows Logano down, shoots himself forward right into the lead, and that's side drafting.
And I think that's the biggest thing. It's not that it picks you that much speed up. It slows that car you're side drafting off of down.
Yeah, you know, we always thought you had to get behind somebody to draft, and then Earnhardt said, "Oh, no, you side draft."
It's like you hit a spring almost.
Oh, yeah, you just go down, pushes you right forward.
Jeff Gordon holding the field at bay. Now 2 Fords have hooked up on the outside. Joey Logano has help from Roush Fenway Racing's Greg Biffle in the 16. And they get right to the back bumper of Earnhardt.
You know, Greg Biffle in that 16, he has been pretty racy down here this entire speed weeks. Greg went winless last year, but he has finished in the top 10 in the last 3 Daytona 500s. Got his first career win here in the July race.
Yeah, Ricky Stenhouse back in 12th as a teammate. They are very optimistic. The Roush Fenway group is that they have really made some improvements in their cars, not just for here, but for everywhere in the future.
And Biffle has been the best of the Fords here in Speed Week. Chevy 1-2, Ford 3rd and 4th. 2 Toyotas in the top 10. Denny Hamlin in 7th, Carl Edwards in 10th. Riding with Kevin Harvick alongside Ricky Stenhouse. Last time off turn 4, Joey Logano. Dale Earnhardt Jr. comes down to block, and last time by, they had a pretty close call up in turn 4.
They had a pretty close call right there, too. Dale Jr. does not want Joey Logano to get in front of him. Let's see what happens here. Touch. Again, it's that right front of the car on the inside up against the left rear of the car on the outside, and it makes that car on the outside wiggle or at least get loose.
Jimmy Johnson led 12 laps early in this race, but Jamie, he's been shuffled back to 18th.
And that wasn't by plan, no doubt. I talked to his crew chief, Chad Knaus, and he said, we want to stay up front all day. It's definitely an advantage to stay up there. What's happened to Jimmy is he's just gotten too tight off of turn 4. His car doesn't want to turn as well as it should, even though that's what they've been adjusting for. So definitely going to take a bigger swing on it the next round of pit stops.
He restarted 4th. He's dropped to 18th. Jeff Gordon in his final Daytona 500 appearance, trying to win it for the 4th time. He's led 4 times for 36 laps so far.
Stay tuned to see what happens next on Fox NASCAR.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Toyota. Let's go places. And by Cialis.
61 complete. Jeff Gordon still leading. Coca-Cola is the official soft drink of NASCAR. Here's how the Coca-Cola racing family is performing today. Joey Logano tops that list. Tony Stewart in the garage under repair, joining Landon Castle. Matt Kenseth 2 laps down. The rest of the field on the lead lap. Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr. continue to pull them around this speedway.
Larry, at this point in the race, I'm not real worried about where I'm running. As long as I got the lead draft, as long as I hang on to the back of this lead draft, A lot of things are going to happen before this race is over with. Some guys are intentionally running back there, I believe. But we've had very little action. We've had a lot of action at the front, but I think what's going on mid-pack on back is just guys hanging on.
Well, let's get an update on some of the cars that are not up in that front pack, beginning with Matt Yoakum.
And Kevin Harvick chasing his second Daytona 500 win. Harvick's car, much like the field, tight, especially on exit of turn 4. No adjustments on the first stop. Right now, he's just quietly riding along in 13th, Vince.
Well, Kyle Larson has been hanging around toward the back as well in that area around 25th. The car started out tight. It's gotten edgy, so they've made some adjustments to it. But Larson happy with the car and happy with where he is currently. Jamie?
Clint Boyer back in 30th right now in a backup car. It's been a tough week for Clint. He told me this backup car just doesn't have the downforce numbers. It's a little bit loose. The rear tires just aren't in the racetrack like he wants it to be. That has been the case today, and that's why he's running toward the back.
And another thing that I noticed, I think, Larry, you'll notice too, look at the American flag here in front of us, and all the flags actually, Danica mentioned the wind off turn 4, and there's a really strong wind blowing right up off of turn 4 where we've seen a number of guys get into the wall. So I think that wind is playing a little havoc with some of these cars.
Well, look how the complexion of this race has changed as they come by the start-finish line. The first 7 cars are single file, completing lap 64. That's pretty orderly.
Yeah, but I think based on that report that we got off those different drivers, I think those drivers, maybe their cars are just a little bit off, but we still know we have a minimum of about 3 or 4 more pit stops.
Let's take a look at we have our wind direction here, and you can see that the wind is strongly blowing across the back straightaway toward turn 4, and that affects these cars. Not dramatically, but it does affect them, particularly if you're already a little loose.
Oh, look at that 3-wide knot of cars, 3 by 3 right there. A little dodgy, a little dicey right there as we come around to complete lap 65. Ty Dillon driving his first Daytona 500. He's right now as high up as he's been all day, 6th place. But is everything okay for the rookie?
Might be blowing up here. I don't know. This thing don't feel right. Starting to get a bad vibration.
A lot of times, you remember we were in practice and you were talking about that note that the engine was singing. It was a perfectly tuned sound. The driver immediately, if the engine changes the sound just a little bit, that's his first indication something might be going wrong. But I will tell you this, the wind can buff the car around and make the engine feel like it's not running right.
There's that beautiful one-note symphony from David Reagan's engine.
That's a great big old windbag right there.
I mean, essentially, the driver lays the throttle all the way down, and unless he has to, he never lifts it around this 2.5-mile racetrack.
What did you call him the other day? We were talking about it.
Well, an 8-cylinder engine is just one giant 16-valve wind instrument.
Exactly. As long as it's running good.
You know, back to that wind direction, if you'll remember yesterday in final practice, Jeff Gordon asked his spotter, Eddie DeHunt, had the wind change directions during that practice, and that's exactly the way it was blowing at the tail end of that final practice yesterday.
Sir. Well, that corner's a little dicey anyway. I mentioned about coming out of turn 4 and hitting that little dip where the tunnel is. You throw a little wind in there, you're a little bit loose, you get somebody up alongside of you. You got your hands full, baby. Hang on.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Ford F-150. Introducing the all-new Ford F-150, the future of tough.
Jeff Gordon still leading at 70 laps. Here's today's Ford track facts. Tiny Lund, the first to win the Daytona 500 in a Ford, 1963. And the last time this race was won from the pole position, Dale Jarrett's Ford in 2000. Ford, go further. 71 complete. Jeff Gordon has led 50 of those laps. He's led 4 different times. In this, his final Daytona 500, the most he's ever led in a 500 was 61 in 1995.
Yeah, they're going by Matt Kenseth there to put him another lap down. Matt came out of the pit late and was about a half lap down when this run started, so he goes another lap down. I don't think that car is anywhere near like he needs it to be. You see him there. He almost smacked the fence coming off turn 4. Car just not handling right.
He was involved in the second caution flag of the day when Tony Stewart got into the wall, into Ryan Blaney, tipped into Kenseth by Michael Waltrip.
And Matt was one of my favorites. I mean, I thought he had a car that, well, he did have a car that could have won this race, but certainly he's not going to have a chance with the car the way it is now.
Mike Darrell, we've talked so much about the Hendrick Chevrolet drivers of Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. But how about Casey Kane in that 5 car, the 4th Hendrick Chevrolet driver? He's up there inside the top 5.
Yeah, new crew chief Keith Rodden comes over from the 1 car of Jamie McMurray back home. Keith was there with Hendrick Motorsports for a long time, doing a great job.
So 4 Chevys and Logano's yellow and red Ford are your top 5.
A lot of calculating going on right now, Larry.
You know who I think's really doing some calculating right now? Our champion, Kevin Harvick. He's just kind of been sitting back there in that 4 car, just inside, just outside the top 10, doing what he normally does at this restrictor plate races. He's sizing everything and everybody up.
I forget what was it, 07 I think it was. On the last lap, he was running 5th. Came off of turn 4 and won that, beat Mark Martin back to the line. So long as Harvick's anywhere near the front, don't count him out.
21 cars in the lead draft, 40 cars on the lead lap. Let's go for a nationwide inside ride with Dale Jr.'s number 88 in 2nd place.
Is 78th looking? You're still clear. There you go. Gonna go to the high side to block the 5. 5's gonna look to the inside of him. 5's in line with him. They're single file in your mirror. Here comes the 78 again. He lifted. He's in line. They're side by side behind him. 19 went to the bottom. 78 is still clear. 78's gonna go to the bottom of the block. He did. 78 went to the bottom of the block to 19. 5's working the quarter panel of that 19 behind the 78. 78 is still clear. 19 just cleared the 5 in your mirror there. 19 cleared the 5. 78, 19, both clear in your mirror.
You think we talk a lot? That's TJ Majors, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s spotter.
You might think that's TMI, but it isn't. That's what you have to be able to do as a spotter. You have to talk that driver around the car. When the cars are anywhere near you, that driver's got to know exactly where they are so he knows what kind of moves he can make.
Yeah, at a race like this, Dale Earnhardt Jr. or his crew chief, Greg Ives, talks very little. You leave that radio open for TJ Majors, the spotter there you see on the left.
That question I just raised. So did Jeff Gordon's spotter, former modified driver Eddie DeHunt.
I don't mean to be talking so much, but I think for this vernacular, we gotta get ready for when you're really gonna be needing to talk. That's exactly what I'm thinking. So we might as well do it all day.
Hey, got to work on the vernacular, baby. But yeah,
gonna have to work on Martin Truex. That number 78. Racing for Barney Visser's single car team based way outside the Sports Southern roots in Denver, Colorado. Truex had a great run in the Sprint Unlimited Saturday night, led 30 laps, and that's 29 more than he led all last year. Here he comes to the front.
Yeah, and it's been such a trying year for Martin Truex Jr. He made the move over there, and he only had 1 top 5 finish. And then on a personal side, his longtime girlfriend, Sherry Pollock, has been fighting cancer, and we continue to think about Sherry and pray for her as well.
Another driver crew chief that could be a potent pair.
77 laps complete. Jeff Gordon and teammate Dale Earnhardt Jr. continue to lead. 81 laps, Jeff Gordon continues to lead. A star-studded Daytona 500 on both sides of pit wall. Abby Wambach waved the green flag along with her teammates. The Women's World Cup is coming to Fox in 100 days. No change in the front five. Gordon, Earnhardt, Edwards, Hamlin, and Kane.
You know, we're about 4 to 8 laps away from what will probably be our first set of green flag pit stops. 2 issues that can rear its head here. One, going from 200 miles per hour to 55 miles per hour, the pit road speed. And remember Andy Petrie before the green flag talking about the pit road technology, the way pit road is being officiated out of the pit road officiating trailer. It could absolutely, I think we could see some penalties here.
How about our leader's strategy, Matt?
Mike, his spotter Eddie DeHunt told him 3 laps ago the winds have really picked up, especially down in the turn 4 area. Now, I've seen a number of crew members up and down pit road in my area jumping up on the box just to confer about what lap everyone thinks they would like to pit. Right now, it appears to be around 86, maybe 87. Chris?
Well, just a couple laps ago, Carl Edwards pulled off the bottom to try and work with Denny Hamlin. He told me before the race if they were going to be able to take it to the Hendrick cars, he was going to have to do it with a teammate. Those two have been hooking up, and you can see right now in the back of the 24 and the 88.
Another car right at the back of this little group right here is the 2-car Brad Keselowski. Remember we was on the pit road for a second stop under the caution to work on the car to make some changes. Those changes are really paying off. That car has been coming up to the front, and there he runs right at the back of this lead pack.
Keselowski in 8th. First car to pit is Michael Waltrip, who has crash damage from back at lap 41. But most importantly, Larry, don't you want to pit with people who are running near where you are running, so don't lose time and track position getting back up to speed?
And there'll be a lot of communication on pit road to make sure they're on the same agenda as you are, changing either just 2 tires or 4 tires. Yeah, you see how they run the quickest hooked up together on the racetrack. You want to make sure you have friends to leave pit road with where you can get back up to speed and maintain.
Let me tell you the most important thing the driver has to do. 2 things, really. Get the hand up, start waving to the people behind you that you're going to pit, and tell the spotters, everybody got to know that you're on the same page, and then do not slide the tires coming on pit road. If you do, then you're going to have to change all 4 of them most likely.
And I'd say we'll probably see some teammate coordination here. You'll see all the Hendrick Chevrolet drivers pit together, maybe all the Joe Gibbs Toyota drivers.
And I guess quite honestly, Larry, you'll probably see some 4-tire changes because you're going to have to put all that fuel in it.
Remember, Gordon, Earnhardt, Johnson, they still have not changed left side tires.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be sitting still quite a while. You might as well throw 4 tires on it.
But look at those first 8 cars. Back to Keselowski's white Ford. They have the luxury of 1 to 2 seconds on the rest of the field.
Well, you just, I mean, time and time again.
He's coming to pit with a 46. Pit.
Coming in too. Here comes a whole cluster off turn 4 now.
Justin Allgaier, Michael Annett, and J.J. Yaley. And a big group behind them.
You just have inevitably there's a mess up, a foul up on trying to get on pit road, and somebody runs in the back of somebody. I've seen it a million times. Just got to really let the people, the spotters, and everybody know what you're doing.
Yaley taking left side tires. Everyone else in this group at least taking right sides.
Well, you need to take at least 2. They're almost free because of how long it takes to dump the Sunoco race fuel in there to fill it up.
87 complete this time. Here come most of the leaders. Carl Edwards does not stop, nor does his teammate Denny Hamlin. Otherwise, pit road's a busy place. Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr. lead them in. And Truex is very slow in the pit lane. He can't get out of the way there. Matt. Jamie.
Jimmy Johnson in the 48. Remember, he had been tight. They're going to take 4 tires for the first time. Chris?
Dale Jr. only taking right side tires those 2 stops. Going to take 4 tires on this stop. Still too tight underneath the 24. Matt?
Best pit stall on pit road goes to Gordon, who won the pole. Stall number 1. Chassis adjustment already completed. The car was tight when it was getting better over the run. 4 tires, he's away.
Martin Truex completed his stop without further incident, but he was unable to get to the inside to turn into his pit box.
Yeah, he couldn't turn, and he almost got into the 2 of Brad Keselowski trying to turn into his box.
I'm not sure Carl Edwards has got rode down there.
Edwards locked the brake coming onto pit road. Denny Hamlin with him. Clint Boyer comes in. Jamie?
Clint Boyer, remember, he just doesn't have enough downforce. He's been running in the back. The car is just a little too loose. They're going to adjust it here to help him out. Let's go back to Chris.
Jamie, it was 4 tires on the last stop, 4 tires on this stop. Carl Edwards still saying the car too tight. Matt?
Denny Hamlin, who nearly won this race a year ago. Left side tires going on. His car still on the tight side. He's away. And the 18 drafted in. Solid effort today, filling in for Kyle Busch. Oh,
Penalties.
he stalls it. They're pushing it away. Finally, he fires his car.
Jimmy Johnson meant over the wall too soon, taking a drive-through penalty with his number 48 Chevrolet. Vince?
The 42 of Kyle Larson is on pit lane. That's his backup car. They've been hanging around toward the back. Cars a little bit tight off of 4. The entry not too bad. A 4-tire change in fuel for Kyle Larson.
Pit road speed is measured electronically, and several drivers got gigged for speeding, entering or leaving pit road. 5 drivers caught for speeding on pit road.
Remember,
Bobby Labonte, Carl Edwards, Martin Truex among them.
Remember, Carl Edwards had brake issues in the qualifying race. He had brake issues then. He couldn't get the car slowed down coming on pit road.
So here are the penalties being served. Kyle Larson too fast exiting. Now watch the 78 of Truex, left of your screen.
Hey, if you're going to speed, you might as well go big.
He was trying to get down so his time across the next section would not result in a penalty, but in section 1, that's where the trouble was. Now he has trouble getting to his pit box.
Yeah, a little kiss right there. You can see the damage on that right front fender of the 2 car.
Clear high, clear high, clear high, clear high. 2 red, 2 red, 178, 178.
Whoa.
Come on.
I think the majority of that was a product, really, of too many drivers trying to pit at the same time. I know we talked about you wanted friends, but that was 2/3 the field on pit road at one time.
Especially when 2 of them are coming to pit road too fast. We stay under green, 90 laps complete. Jeff Gordon once again your leader. 94 laps complete, 5 Chevrolets out front. Jeff Gordon, Casey Kane, Earnhardt, Dillon, and Menard are the front 5 at 94 laps. Jimmy Johnson not among the leaders. He got caught with a penalty because his pit crew was over the wall too soon. Here is the video evidence from the pit road officiating system. The crew out there early. Now Johnson has the first pit stall, which, if you're just visualizing it, might make it difficult to determine whether or not they were over the wall too soon. Let's go to our Fox NASCAR rules expert, former crew chief Andy Petrie.
Yeah, Mike, you could see that the crew members' feet were on the ground before Jimmy Johnson's car was basically, in effect, 1 pit stall away. Now, that's the rule. They cannot put a foot on pit road until that car is within 1 pit stall of their own pit stall. Now, the fact that he does have that first one, they have to put a hash mark. You can see the yellow mark on the ground. The crew members see that. They know that they can't put a foot on the ground until their car passes that hash mark. Jimmy Johnson got tagged for going over too soon.
So the evidence is seen electronically by cameras up on the roof, sent to an official who relays it to the tower. Thanks, Andy.
I think a lot of times, a lot of teams have used that first pit box in because it had some advantages, but those advantages have been taken away with this new system.
So after pit stops, the field is pretty much split in 2. There's a 13-car lead draft headed by Jeff Gordon's number 24, all the way back through Greg Biffle's Ford, the number 16. Then, 8 seconds behind that group, Michael Annett leads the second pack of more than a dozen cars. Today's aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything they learn making tires for the grueling demands of NASCAR inspires what rolls into yours. Goodyear, official tire of NASCAR.
Can you imagine making a tire that you can run at 200 miles an hour into a 33-degree bank, and they're not wearing out? You're just changing them because you want to you get some better grip. But just to be able to do that, the engineering that it takes to do that, it's amazing.
Jeff Gordon's RPM hardly wavers, 86, 8,700 RPM. That's V8.
That's a good handling race car. What crew chiefs ask the driver all the time, how much RPM are we losing in a turn? You can see Jeff Gordon's losing very little.
Closing in on 250 miles. We'll be back with our Fox mid-race report.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Time now for the NASCAR on Fox Daytona 500 mid-race report. Jeff Gordon in his 23rd and final Daytona 500 started on the pole. He's led the most laps so far, topping speeds of 200 miles per hour. And despite 3 previous wins in the Great American Race, he has never led the most laps in this race. Darrell Waltrip, who are you keeping an eye on?
I'm keeping an eye on that 88 car. He won this race last year. He won his qualifying race last week. He's had the fastest car in practice all week long. Keep an eye on Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that number 88 car. Matt.
DW, I'm focused on his teammate, the 5 of Casey Kane, rejoined with a longtime engineer, Keith Rodden. Now, the car's been inconsistent today, but the biggest goal was to find himself to the front. He's there with his teammate, a great drafting partner in the 24.
Matt, we talked at the top of the show, drivers that's not made a lot of noise yet in speed weeks. I look at Ty Dillon in that 33 car, running inside the top 5. Jamie, could he be the surprise of this Daytona 500?
He definitely could be the surprise. I talked to Paul Menard before he got in the car, and he said he's going to go hard the first half of this race and see how that car is handling. He's working with the new crew chief, and he's gone from mid-pack, and he's working his way to the front.
7 drivers have led this Daytona 500, but you haven't seen the winner on point yet. In 6 of the last 7 500s, the eventual winner had not led before halfway. Keep an eye on the closer, Sprint Cup champion Kevin Harvick. Chris?
And Mike Denny Hamlin, who started 24th back of the pack, moved up into the top 5, currently 6th. Remember, Hamlin was 2nd in this race last year. He's trying to get his and Toyota's first win in the Daytona 500. And worth reiterating, in the last 22 Daytona 500s, the leader at the halfway point did not win this race. The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side.
Lap 107, caution is out, 3rd one of the day. Debris just before the start-finish line in the tri-oval. Pit road is open. Jamie.
Well, earlier in the race, Ty Dillon thought he was blowing up. It turned out it could have just been a handling issue. This is his first Daytona 500, learning as he goes. Right side tires, Ty Dillon's car is good, Chris.
Junior asked his new crew chief Greg Ives how the tires look after that last pit stop. Greg Ives telling him they looked great. 2 tires on the stop, still trying to free up the 88. Problems exiting. Matt.
Jeff Gordon still on the tight side. Track bar adjustment already completed. 2 tires, and easily he'll win the battle off pit road.
Jeff Gordon, runaway winner of the race off pit road. Denny Hamlin's 2-tire change gained him 4 positions, and Casey Mears took gas only and picked up 23 positions. We're under caution for the 3rd time.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by the Durability Tested Fire HD, engineered by Amazon.
108 laps complete. Jeff Gordon's been out front for 84 of them. Almost all of the race. Jimmy Johnson has led for 12. And Joey Logano, 6 laps. Those are your 3 highest lap leaders of the race so far, with 92 laps to go. We're under caution for debris. See why one of the greatest names in NASCAR trusts the most winning name in NASCAR at Chevy.com/Dale Jr. Fastest lap of this race in the draft from Sprint. Greg Biffle, his Ford, 201.8 miles per hour. Sprint will cut your rate plan in half. Bring them your Verizon or AT&T bill. Turn in your old phone. Sprint will cut your rate plan in half. Visit a retail store or sprint.com/half-price. We showed you in replay the penalty on Jimmy Johnson for men over the wall too soon. Crew chief Chad Knaus had this plea following the penalty.
NASCAR, I would appreciate an explanation. We do not see what we did wrong. Our pit official will not tell us what we did wrong. We need some help so we can adjust, so we can appease you guys. We need help, NASCAR. If you want us to try to conform, we do not know what we did wrong.
I mean, Andy Petrie explained it. It sounds like, though, they may not actually be telling Chad Knaus why he was penalized. Seems to be the frustration.
Hey, Andy, run down there and explain that to Chad, will you?
Two things that was timely for that caution right there. I think that was a huge break for Jimmy Johnson and for Carl Edwards and for Kyle Larson and a lot of those drivers that had a penalty under the green flag stop. The other thing, which is one reason I think the majority of the drivers changed 4 tires, this puts us right there at a one-stop race.
More pit penalties, tire violation for Justin Allgaier. The 42 crew for Kyle Larson throwing equipment. Eric Almirola, a men over the wall violation. Ready to go back to green. Denny Hamlin's Toyota to challenge Jeff Gordon from the front row. Green flag. Gordon chose the outside for the restart. One reason, teammate Casey Kane right behind, while Hamlin has Joey Logano on his rear bumper. A Toyota and a Ford battling 2 Chevys on the outside.
Yeah, one thing, I just think back to last year. Denny Hamlin had a car that could have won this race. He had a radio issue. He couldn't communicate with his spotter or his crew chief until very late in the race. He ended up second. But remember, there were no rule changes to these cars from a year ago. These are the same cars, same rules, same everything as we raced here a year ago. So you would assume if you had a good car last year, you probably have a good car this year.
One fellow who doesn't know that is right in the midst of it. Ty Dillon, the 33. The yellow car on the outside. It's his very first Daytona 500.
A driver that had elected the first part of this race to ride in the back, and now he's up there mixing it up. Now his crew chief Brian Patty went with just right side tires, but Clint Boyer in that 15 car, he's up inside the top 10.
Boyer's doing a little tippy-toeing right now. You know, he's been on eggshells. He wrecked a couple of cars. Wasn't very happy after qualifying last week. Taking his time, working his way to the front.
And to follow up, Casey Mears, who gained 23 positions with fuel only, they decided later in this caution to come back for tires. So he didn't retain that position at the front of the field for the restart.
I think Booty Barker said, maybe that wasn't such a good idea.
The storm's still brewing.
That's right. I better come back and get me some tires.
Second longest driver crew chief pairing on pit road. Booty Barker, Casey Mears. Behind Jimmy Johnson and Chad Knaus.
Yeah, Jimmy and Chad, they've been together 13 years. This is their 14th season together.
What happens in a situation like we're in right now, Mike? This is when the crew chief starts telling the guys that lost the draft earlier, don't let that lead pack get away from you. A little bit of desperation sets in here because you start saying, I got to hang on to that front pack. Don't want them to get away like they did the last time.
That front pack, Darrell, is nearly the whole pack.
Right now, it's looking like some of the preliminary races we've seen down here. And, of course, we usually see a lot of action when these cars are bunched up like they are right now.
37 cars on the lead lap. And for the lead, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Joey Logano.
Ooh. Look at Boyer.
Boyer just slid right up in front of Hamlin in that 11.
Boy, he did. I think a little give and take right there.
Keselowski, Casey Kane might have bumped just a little bit coming into the trial. 4 wide.
And I tell you what, wow. Jeff Gordon's not in a very good spot right there right now. A guy that's led this whole race is drifting back through the middle of the pack here. Not sure if there's something wrong with his car, tires adjustment or whatever, but he's fallen back some from that earlier run he had. See him right there.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. leads for the first time today in the Daytona 500. But rather than go to break, Our friends at Aflac thought you'd like to get our analyst thoughts on speed. Who has it, who needs it, and who just might be sitting on more than they've let on thus far in this race.
You know, I can remember, Larry, we used to come down here and 200 miles an hour wasn't even conceivable. We didn't think we could run that fast. And these cats are out there practicing at 202.
Well, we were concerned where the speeds would be with the temp going up, and the best I can tell, looks like to me almost 40 of our drivers, they've run a lap over 200 miles.
Yeah, we've seen 201 here a little bit earlier, so the speeds are still there. These cars are really fast. But you know what, Larry, I think that's part, don't you think that's partly for no rule changes? You get a chance to kind of shine and buff and fluff a little bit on the same old car you had last year?
I think it's an opportunity to try to win the Daytona 500.
Well, the best thing I've seen all day is a lack of single file racing. It's hard to make 200 miles an hour in a parade look really exciting.
And you know, Darrell, you and I were talking earlier. I think they've all learned their lesson about riding in the back, that when you get ready to go, you may not be able to get there.
Thanks again to Aflac for helping us stay with the action. Only Aflac offers the speed of one-day pay, keeping you in the race. Here comes Harvick on the inside. Now Harvick has led very few laps in the Daytona 500, but he has led the last one. Both the Dillon boys have had their turn toward the front of the pack. There's the number 3 with older brother Austin. Vince?
Yeah, he spent a lot of time mid-pack and further, but he has moved up to the front. The car is working much better after some Gil Martin adjustments. This is the 3rd car for Austin Dillon this week. He's already wrecked and destroyed 2. This is the one that won the pole last year at the Daytona 500. He wants better than the pole this time. He wants the race.
But actually, he and Clint Boyer seem to be on that same agenda earlier in this race before the halfway mark, is staying in line, riding out back, just staying in touch.
When you've wrecked, Clint's wrecked a couple of cars, and Austin's wrecked a couple of cars, so you want to, you know, tippy-toe a little bit here early on.
Here's a familiar sight. 15 cars at the front, double file. From there on back, everybody's worried about losing touch with the front, and they're 3 wide from there on.
Yeah, I'm not liking this. Not liking this right here.
Right smack in the middle of that group of 15. The number 1 in red and black is Jamie McMurray. Chris?
Well, prior to that last stop, Jamie McMurray really complaining about a vibration in that car. The crew told him after the stop that they were missing a lug nut on the right rear. Jamie Max now saying no more vibration. The car is good. While most teams have been complaining about their cars being too tight, Jamie Max saying that car too loose all day.
And Jamie McMurray, one of the drivers that actually changed 4 tires on that last trip to pit road.
Jamie McMurray is one that has won twice at Daytona with a combined laps led in those 2 wins of just 5. Kevin Harvick coming toward the front mat.
Mike, Kevin have been complaining about, except for the first run today, the car had a unique vibration. They thought it might have been a loose wheel, but when they pitted, they took 4 simply to double check that they did not have a loose wheel. They didn't. Rodney Childers reminded Kevin that last year they had the same issue in the 500. Half the event, they had a vibration. They think it's more just due to the tire and everything being so rigid here. It's the same tire since 2013.
There is, Larry, one rule change for this Daytona 500. NASCAR no longer monitors how many lug nuts are tight to the wheel on pit stops.
Well, NASCAR felt like it's self-policing, that if there's a lug missing or lugs loose, that driver's going to feel it, and it's not going to be long, he'll be back to pit road.
Yeah, I've talked to several of the guys, and they said, look, it's not really an issue because when the wheel is loose, these things shake so bad that you're going to come to pit road.
And so the situation polices itself.
Pretty much.
Looking at Kevin Harvick in that 4 car, he can win 3 races in a row if he wins this thing.
2/3 distance in the Daytona 500.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by the dependable, long-lasting Chevy Silverado.
21 cars in the lead draft. Right now 37 on the lead lap. 4 Chevys at the front. Earnhardt, Harvick, Austin Dillon, and Truex, then the Ford of Brad Keselowski. Let's have a look at today's Budweiser race summary. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is your leader. Tony Stewart trying for the 17th time to win the Daytona 500, involved in a crash at lap 41. 15 lead changes among 9 different drivers. Jeff Gordon has led 87 laps, by far the most of anyone today.
Tell you what, this group right here, this middle group, this right here starting with Joey Logano and back to, I don't know, I can't tell how far back, but they are doing some slicing and dicing now. I'm telling you, they're inside, outside, middle, 3 wide. A lot of close calls. Don't know how long they can get away with just a close call.
That's Regan Smith and Justin Allgaier at the tail end of that pack. Then a bunch of cars single file behind them.
Well, they're just forcing their way into line. I mean, somebody will go to the middle, then they'll just force their way into that outside line, and that's all well and good. The room's there, but I've seen a couple of moves where somebody had to really get on the brakes to let them in.
Joey Logano trying to bring this group toward the front. There's Logano's yellow number 22. He's trying to catch his Penske Ford teammate, Brad Keselowski, last of the 5-car breakaway at the front.
Yeah, that group he's pulling along, it's about 20 drivers in a big wad.
.73 laps to go with what, Larry? 2 more pit stops?
Actually, Mike, it's borderline on 1 more stop, but I mean very borderline.
Now after a penalty, the 78. Martin Truex Jr. up to 4th place. Jamie?
Very nice rebound for this team. Too fast entering was the penalty. He was shuffled back as a result. Now he's moving forward in a car that he said he didn't think was as good as his Sprint Unlimited car, but they've been adjusting each stop. In the last round of stops, they made an adjustment, didn't even put new tires on it, and he's happy.
Yeah, I was going to say they made that ground up, Jamie, and they elected to go with fuel only just to try to get that track position.
Just another one of those things that you just almost unheard of through the years. To come down here, man, you're begging for a caution to throw 4 tires on these things, and now the guys are able to 2 lefts, and in his case, in the Martin Truex Jr., no tires. That is amazing.
Jimmy Johnson has rebounded nicely from that pit road penalty. Riding with Sam Hornish. And the number 18, Matt Crafton, the 2-time and defending Camping World Truck Series champion, who has been a Sprint Cup test driver for Joe Gibbs Racing. Joe and J.D. Gibbs felt he had the most experience of all the available drivers to put behind the wheel today. And Matt Yoakum, Matt Crafton, doing a great job.
Doing an excellent job right now. Now, can you imagine Friday night he competed in the truck race. Saturday, he drove his motorhome back to North Carolina. When he was getting close to home, he ordered takeout, sushi. And then, as he pulled into his driveway, his phone started blowing up with text messages. And he said, honey, we are going to be turning around and flying back to Florida. And then that's when the whirlwind really continued on. Doing a great job so far. He's just telling the 18 guys that he's just going to school. Remember, his first Sprint Cup start, every lap is a learning lesson, and he's just going to school right now, riding mid-pack.
Yeah, Kyle Busch, Samantha, the old crispy M&M's car looks pretty good.
Danica Patrick in the number 10 right behind. This is, depending on how you count, it's her 3rd or 4th car this Speed Weeks. 3 times they have had to put a car in the truck and go to a backup. This car is actually the one wrecked in the Sprint Unlimited and repaired. And Jamie, looks like Danica is running well.
And this is an oldie car. So many people bring a brand new race car here. Well, this is its 4th Daytona 500. Ran twice here with Ryan Newman and last year with Kurt Busch. Danica's saying the handling has just been tight, and they've actually made more adjustments on this race car than anybody else in my section, trying to get it better. She's not fully happy with the 10 car yet.
Well, this is one of her best racetracks, no question about that.
She's been in the top 20 almost the entire day. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has now led 18 laps. 135 laps complete. Dale Earnhardt Jr. out in front of the field. He has now led 22 laps. And the complexion of the race changes when the car that's been fastest all week is out front. Brad Keselowski noted.
Yeah, Dale's just pulling this draft so fast, nobody can keep up.
10-4, not a surprise. Dale's too quick.
Here's your nationwide performance update on Dale Earnhardt Jr. On Thursday, he had to start from the back and go to the front due to a height violation after his qualifying lap last Sunday. But today he started up front and run up front. He's been no further back than 8th place all day.
You know, Dale Jr. always said, I really don't care to drive the 3 car, but I would like to keep the Earnhardt legacy alive and moving. And if you do the numbers, his dad, including all special events, Xfinity Series and all, won 34 races here at Daytona. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has won 15. If he can get that 88 car to victory lane, that will be 50 Earnhardt wins at Daytona.
And that's the Dale Jr. Nationwide Performance Update. At the top of our show, Larry talked about dark horses, drivers you might not expect to be in position to win the Daytona 500. However, Sam Hornish, running the number 9 for Richard Petty Motorsports, now is in 7th place. Vince?
Well, and his crew chief Drew Blickensderfer says what he likes about Sam is that he's always thinking, how can I get this car in position to win? Their goal today, hang to the back until it got inside of 100 laps, then start moving forward and put yourself in position with 60 to go. Well, we've got 63 to go, and Hornish is inside the top 10. Matt?
Vince, when Joey Logano joined Team Penske, he said the first thing that he really noticed was the passion of success, and it started from the top with Roger Penske. All he cares about is winning. On Thursday, Mr. Penske asked Joey, what about the car for tonight? And Joey says, well, I'm going to play it conservative. I want to run this car in the 500. He says, Joey, we have plenty of cars. There's only one trophy. Go out and win. Right now, they've got a little bit more work to do, Mike, for the 22. It's a lot more tight this run than the previous.
Yeah, great story. Tony Stewart's car had been under repair. He came out, went back to the garage. Looks like Stewart will finish 42nd in this 500.
You know, Mike, that Roger Penske attitude, but that's pretty much these owners' attitude across the board. Whether it's Rick Hendrick, Richard Childress, whomever it is, they all have that attitude. We want to win everything we can at Daytona. This is the place to get the job done, man. Don't leave anything on the table.
A big gap after Michael McDowell in 18th place, the number 95. A gap of about 1.2 seconds to the second pack. So 18 cars in that front pack, led by Dale Earnhardt Jr. For the most part, single file. But just ahead of McDowell, the number 19, Carl Edwards. Chris, how's he faring with his new team?
Well, Carl Edwards had that penalty early on after he was running up front, that penalty for speeding into pit lane. Edwards was making his way back to the front, but about 10 laps ago, he came over the radio and said, hey guys, it is just way too crazy in the middle of this thing. I think there's possibly a wreck coming on here. So he went to the back. He dropped back to about 30th. But now that they're 2x2 again, he's pushing back to the front.
Yeah, I think he saw the same thing we were seeing there for a little while when they were 3 and 4 wide and kind of banging around, bouncing off each other. But now they've separated a little bit, and Carl's on the move.
We're somewhere around, I'd say, 10 to 15 laps from what would be green flag pit stops. They're really going to need to go to around lap 154, 155 if they want that to be their final stop under green.
141 complete this time by. Dale Earnhardt Jr. leads his 28th lap of this Daytona 500.
Cold Ride coming your way with this Fox Sports Live update. Time for 3 things you need to know. Giant skipper Bruce Bochy returns to spring training this morning, just 3 days after having 2 stents inserted into his heart. In other news, LeBron James passes Allen Iverson today, moving into 22nd place on the association's all-time scoring list. The 4-time MVP has over 24,000 points and counting. And for complete post-race coverage from Daytona, catch Victory Lane, 5 p.m. Eastern, over on Fox Sports 1. Tune in.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Warner Brothers Pictures. Run all night in theaters everywhere, March 13th. Time for a KFC race break. NASCAR on Fox, and drivers are hoping to add a Daytona 500 title to their bucket list. A quick recap: it's been a Chevy show, and more specifically all afternoon. The Chevy's Rick Hendrick Motorsports team, Jeff Gordon starting on the pole in this, his 23rd and final Daytona 500. The 4-time champ and 3-time Daytona 500 winner with his family, and introductions, an emotional moment, chatting with us on the pre-race show and taking it all in. A couple of drivers like Matt Crafton in for the injured Kyle Busch in the 18 car. His first Cup race. Regan Smith in for Kurt Busch in the 41. Gordon led that first lap. In fact, he's led the most laps. Last 7 races, Gordon has led the most laps in. He has not won those races. Tony Stewart 0 for 16 in the Daytona 500. Into the wall. There was some dirty air. Looked like it was caused by the 19 car of Carl Edwards. A close look. It creates that loose handling car of the 14, and that's what caused the mishap. Matt Kenseth was also involved in that as well. Gordon has led the most laps, but Dale Earnhardt Jr., his Chevy and Hendrick Motorsports teammate, taking the lead here. Remember, last year, Dale Earnhardt Jr. took the lead late, led 54 of the final 70 laps to go on and win that race. This has been a KFC race break as we head back upstairs to Larry, Darrell, and Mike.
Thanks, Chris. One driver has been able to work the outside to get past Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Jeff Gordon, and it's been that yellow and red Ford, the Roger Penske car of Joey Logano, and he has done it this time. He's led the last 3 circuits. This is the third time that Logano has led today.
See, I wonder what his teammate Brad Keselowski thinks now. He said that nobody could do anything with Dale Jr. He was in the 88. He's pulling him around here, pulling him around too fast. Logano, with the help of that 48 car, Jimmy Johnson, the 24 out there of Jeff Gordon, they pushed him to the lead. He dropped to the inside, and he's been there ever since.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson in the 48, he had been trying to pull that outside line. He could not do it, but as soon as Joey Logano, when that 22 got there, he pulled him right up there.
All right, the production truck is telling us to go to commercial, but thanks to Aflac, we're going to stay right here and talk about how speed in the pits may determine who wins this Daytona 500.
Well, what I'm seeing, we're about 4 to 6, maybe 7 laps to that pit stop. It's going to be a green flag stop. Think about the last time. 5 pit road speeding penalties, and then the 48 crew going over early. A little late for a mistake now.
Yeah, what do you think it'll be? Is anybody going to take fuel only? 2 tires, 4 tires? What do you think the strategy will be right now?
Well, you're going to have to fill it with fuel. Yep. So 2 tires are free, and that's why I said earlier, I think all of those drivers did 4 where they can do this time. Do 2 just this time.
I know we have electronic monitoring of the speeding penalties, but have we ever seen this many penalties on pit road in one 500?
But honestly, with the pit road technology, I'm surprised there's not been more.
But remember, Mike and Larry, and there are no new penalties. They're just being monitored differently. They are now being monitored electronically, not by somebody standing down there and saying, well, I wasn't sure if he was over too soon or not. Now they know for sure, and that levels the playing field for everybody. Nobody gets an advantage that way.
Whoever gets off pit road first, that could be the game changer. Thanks, Aflac, for letting us sort this out as far as pit stops. Jamie?
Michael McDowell doing a nice job today. He likes his car in the draft. He can move all around, had dropped back for safety. This call was right sides only.
You know, the other thing I remember about that last set of green flag stops, that one lap where we had about 20 to 25 drivers on pit road at one time. I'm wondering if they'll mix it up a little different this time, or try to.
Now, Martin Truex made his stop while we were in the last commercial because they didn't get it full of fuel the last time in.
Yeah, he only ran 38 laps, so he pitted with 55 to go. He'll definitely have to make another stop.
Casey Kane on pit road. Here he comes. That's one of the early leaders coming to pit road.
A.J. Allmendinger with him. And a few more toward the back of that lead draft. 3 more cars coming to the pit lane. Matt?
And Mike, he's hitting pit road. Casey Kane is without his teammates. They're 2 more laps before they're going to pit. Kane, a great run this past run. The first time the car has not been too tight. 4 tires for the 5.
David Reagan, David Gilliland, and Michael Waltrip on pit road this time. There's Reagan's Ford.
Yeah, to me, the magic number is right about lap 154 to make it on one stop.
Larry, the magic number's now.
Yeah, here we come.
Kevin Harvick, Jeff Gordon, Carl Edwards, Jamie Hornish, and more. Jamie?
And Clint Boyer in that 15 was in the back for quite a while. Been working on the car to make it better. It's handling better. Let's go over to Chris.
Carl Edwards was pushing his way back towards the front there. Told the team right before he came in, still a little bit too tight. Going to do 4 tires on this stop. Matt?
2007 champ in the 500, Kevin Harvick. They're going to go 4 tires on this stop. Car pretty solid, no major complaints this run. Next time by, the Penske cars will come.
Yeah, all the Childress cars and the Richard Petty Motorsports cars on this lap. And now Joey Logano is going to lead another group in. Greg Biffle stays out, but here comes Logano, Earnhardt, Johnson, Keselowski, and one car went way out into the grass. Johnny Sauter.
Yeah.
Jamie?
And Jimmy Johnson rebounded nicely after that penalty over the wall too soon earlier, but his car is good. A 4-tire stop here.
Junior saying when he's out front, the car just a little bit tight in turn 4, but when he's up underneath somebody, tight at both ends of the racetrack. 4 tires. Matt?
Team Penske on pit road with both cars. 4-tire change for Joey Logano. You can see the wrench in the back window. Significant adjustment. The car much tighter this past run. A handle off the corners.
Logano and Keselowski get out right together. Well, 2 cars between them, but perhaps they'll be able to link up as teammates would like to do in the closing stages.
Boy, the 42 car, he has had it locked up ever since he came off the racetrack, smoking all 4 tires trying to get that thing wound up. I think he actually blew the right front tire out.
Kyle Larson makes it into his pit stall. So does Ricky Stenhouse and Greg Biffle. Vince?
Been eventful for the 42 of Kyle Larson today for sure. 2 penalties on pit road. They slipped through the side of the car that is broken off. Trying to get Kyle Larson to the end and in a position to do some work. Going to the 4-tire change.
Now that should complete this round of green flag pit stops at lap 155. 45 laps to go. Let's have a look at Kyle Larson, Darrell, trying to get down to pit road speed.
I don't know how he ever even got slowed down as much as he did. He blew out the front tires. I mean, he had this thing locked up, sliding. Look at that. That's coming off turn 4. He must have been doing 180 mile an hour.
We had 10.5 hours of practice. I'm not sure anyone practiced coming on pit road more than Kyle Larson did during those practices.
And I think he did that a lot in when he was doing these practice runs earlier in the week. So, man, he needs to back her down a little bit. Son.
He comes back on track 1 lap down to the leaders. Joey Logano has a friend 2 cars back. That's that white Ford of Brad Keselowski. Jimmy Johnson right in the middle in a Chevrolet. The orange car is the Toyota of Carl Edwards.
Yeah, we have a lot of multi-driver, multi-car teams, but I'm not sure any 2 drivers work together better as teammates than Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano. 11 wins total last year.
Yeah, I found it interesting, though, that he thought Dale Jr. was a lot quicker than everybody else, and nobody could get up there and challenge him. But Joey Logano drove right around Dale Jr. and now leads the race.
156 laps complete. Sometimes the hardest part of 200-mile-per-hour racing is slowing it down to 55.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Sprint. It's your Verizon or AT&T bill and will cut your rate plan in half. Visit sprint.com/half price. By Advance Auto Parts, the brand for guys who love getting under the hood. And by Toyota. Let's go places.
160 laps complete. Brad Keselowski's day may have gone up in smoke.
Yeah, it did. He just the engine, it started smoking in the middle of 1 and 2 down here, and then it let go off of 2. But everybody did a good job of getting around him.
250, 260, 245, 260. Everything else is good.
Keselowski was 13th when this happened up in turn 2. Watch the white 2 car.
Yeah, you'll start to see a little smoke trailing out of it, and then all of a sudden it just turns into a big ball of smoke right here. Nice job of holding his line and waiting until the inside was clear to move down. Sam Hornish did a nice job of laying off of him.
Second engine of the day, Landon Castle early in the race, and now Keselowski brings out the day's 4th caution flag.
I believe Jamie McMurray in the 1, he got in some oil and he got into the outside wall. He just hit pit road a ton of damage.
Yeah, it looks like he spun backwards in the wall there. The whole back of the car is crunched up.
Riding with Sam Hornish.
Sam did an amazing
full
job.
of oil. Ryan Newman on pit road, the right front, and there's the side of Jamie McMurray's car.
It looks to me like these two may have run into each other, the 31 and the 1. Yeah.
And Ryan had nowhere to go.
Yeah, one got into the oil and slipped up into the wall, and then Ryan was coming right behind him. He was probably in the oil too. Ryan Newman at 31 slammed into the back of Jamie McMurray.
So trouble for Newman and McMurray. Pit road is open on that green flag pit stop sequence. Dale Earnhardt Jr. went from 2nd to 12th. The reason we found out is they held him while they got that fuel cell completely packed with fuel in case they could go green flag all the way to the checker. The caution flag erases that strategy.
Well, we've only run about 5 or 6 laps. If you think you can't make it, this is a good opportunity to come to pit road and top that thing off with fuel. I think this is a big break for Martin Truex Jr. in that 78. Remember, he had to short pit because he was not full, so this gives him an opportunity.
Yeah, there's Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon on pit road. Looks like he's going to top up, but that car hadn't been as good the last couple of runs as it had been earlier in the day. It's been falling back through the field a little bit.
He leads McDowell, Patrick, Kane, and about half the field onto pit road. Matt?
And Jeff Gordon's only going to get about 4.5 seconds of fuel to top him off. Meanwhile, his teammate, the 5 of Casey Kane, similar situation. He's already topped off.
Well, this is insurance. You think about our last 10 Daytona 500s, we've had 6 green-white checkers.
Austin Dillon had to back up in his pit stall to get out, partially blocked. Brad Keselowski, past series champion, has brought out the 4th caution flag of the day. Jimmy Johnson has led 18 laps today. He, Carl Edwards, and Clint Boyer are the first of 12 drivers who did not pit under this caution flag. It's a nice rebound for Johnson. Glad my portfolio doesn't look like his graph today, although I like where it ends up. He had that pit road penalty for men over the wall too soon, which dropped him down to 40th. He is now the race leader. To the garage, Jamie Little.
Smoke is still billowing back here and oil everywhere. Any idea what happened there?
Yeah, I guess an oil containment issue. Something happened. The bottom of the oil pan's knocked out of it. So, you imagine you broke something really important. It's a shame. We're just starting to get positioned, Jamie. The last run here is right in front of us, and we're running up in the top 10. I think we just got to the top 5, and it broke. That's the way it goes.
Brad Keselowski's hopes for a Daytona 500 victory are over today.
Normally, Larry, if you blew up in a Daytona, you say, okay, well, we're done. But with the new chase format, not so much.
Jeff Gordon has clinched the bonus for leading the most laps today. Sprint will cut your rate plan in half, bring them your Verizon or AT&T bill, and turn in your old phone. And Sprint will do just that. Visit a Sprint retail store or sprint.com/half-price. "35 cars on the lead lap. We're 36 laps away from settling the 2015 Daytona 500. Each week, look for the Race Day Advanced Auto Parts Driver Spotlight. Today, we caught up with Kevin Harvick, only on Fox Sports 1. Everything okay with Jimmy Johnson? Listen to this.
A hose or something shot out from under the sweeper truck under our car. Any need for concern? I felt it go under me. It looked like a hose, so I'm willing to stay out here.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at that front valence area, and everything actually looks pretty good on that 48 car.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Green flag. But now 35 laps to go.
How about our man Carl Edwards? He finally overcame that penalty he had early in the race, and now he's up here with the help from Clint Boyer, leading the Daytona 500.
Two Toyotas on point. Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, and Chevrolets with Paul Menard on the inside trying to close. Joey Logano looking low, and there is Matt Kenseth. Rather, Kenseth still two laps off the pace. This race could be coming to number 24, Jeff Gordon. He thinks so.
Yeah, it's going to get wild now, so here's what we came for. Yeah, man, let's do it.
And that's what, and Jeff knows that. I mean, as he get to the end of this race, no more give and take. The gloves come off. It's every man for himself. Teammate out the window. Drive the wheels off of it. Drive it like you stole it.
Matt?
Insurance policy for Gordon. They came in and took 4 seconds of fuel. Alan Gustafson told him, push the other drivers that are in front of you. They did not stop and top off. They could be questionable. He's like, I can see they're trying to save. He goes, push him, push him, push him.
Darrell, everything you've learned all week long comes down to this: putting yourself in a position to win.
And this is my favorite time of the race. This is when you get that co-opetition. I'll work with anybody. I'll cooperate with anybody if you can help me win this race.
How about here?
That little tight right there, a little bump in that left rear. Move up out of my way. I'm in a hurry, dude. I won't get to run there next year. I want to win this thing.
Yeah, I mean, we got 23 drivers within a second of each other as we're closing in on about 30 laps to go.
Whoa! Jimmy Johnson came down almost into the 19. That slows Edwards, and Kevin Harvick takes advantage on the inside, number 4.
Wow. What are we? That's, Jeff Gordon called it. It's going to get wild.
But I see two of the fastest cars all day long in that outside line. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that 88, Joey Logano in that 22.
I'll tell you one thing, if I was in this race, I'd want to be right where that 48 or that 88 is right now. But I wouldn't want. Don't look back. You don't want to see what's going on behind you.
Never mind that single file orderly procession before the caution flag. It's now double and triple file all the way back from the front trio.
That's just been these two cars have been the best two cars here all weekend. The 48 and the 88. They just been the cars to beat.
Top to bottom, Dale Jr. We've seen that move before this week. He used it to win his Budweiser dual race. But Jimmy Johnson covers the spot.
Dale Jr. wants that lead back. He wants to get up there. He knows it's go time, baby. It's no time to play teammates. We got to race.
Oh, out there slicing and dicing. There's Joey Logano in that yellow 22.
Well, he's the only cat that's been able to pass that 88 by himself.
Darrell, with 31 laps to go, why are those two blue teammates at the front fighting, not following?
They're not. Listen, at this point in the race, he is not your teammate anymore. He's your competitor. You outrun the competitor, whatever it takes.
Looked like Joey Logano in that 22 gave Jimmy Johnson in the 48 a pretty good push down the back straightaway.
Logano's been the only car that could drag that outside lane to the front against the bottom feeders that hug the yellow line.
Look at this. I mean, where do you go? I mean, you got very little room. Everybody's wobbling all over the place, getting a little loose, pushing around. Look at that car, that 11 car in front of him. Sideways.
Oh, you heard Gordon had to lift out of the throttle there.
Yeah. The turbulence, when you're in this group right here, like you see, the turbulence off these cars, it moves your car around whether you want it to or not. Look at those cars snake down that back straightaway.
In simple terms, that was two great shots of the eye of the storm.
And the cars are hard to drive. I know in the banking they got downforce. They're stuck to the banking. But I get up on these straightaways, and particularly through the tri-oval, they're loose as a goose.
30 laps, 75 miles to go. 29 as they cross the stripe. And a lot of drivers from 10th on back feeling they're not up there in position to win. Push is about to come to shove.
This is what it's all about. I mean, we've raced here all day long, and we've seen this kind of racing all day long. But right now, this is when it gets so intense. And you know you can't give up anything at this point.
When I look at our top 25 drivers, every one of them feels like I still got a chance here with less than 30 to go.
But what I see, Larry, is everybody knows they need to be in the front. They need to be leading this thing, because we've seen it. The guy in the front can hold everybody else at bay.
Denny Hamlin's been trying to make that middle lane work. and that black number 11. But the inside and outside lanes just a bit too strong at the moment.
That's three good ones right there. You got Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, and Carl Edwards side by side.
Rush hour at 201 miles per hour.
You know when we say the cream rises to the top, baby, she has risen.
There's no skim milk here.
No.
All the way back. Look at all the drivers in that lead pack. David Gilliland, the good news, he's only a second off the lead. The bad news, he's 24th.
And there comes Kevin Harvick in that number 4, getting some help from Paul Menard in the 27. Still 3 wide, 3 by 3, about 6-7 rows deep.
And this is when you hold your breath. I mean, you just feel it.
"27 laps to go. Jimmy Johnson has just led his 26th lap of the day. You're watching Fox NASCAR coverage.
He knows it.
Rookie Ryan Blaney, second-generation racer, driving for the famed Wood brothers. The engine has let go, and that puts us under caution flag number 5.
See him go up in a ball of smoke, and he's right up in the middle of these guys and gals have done an amazing job today of keeping from running over people when they have problems like this. But I look at that 21 car, I think about 1963, Tiny Lund driving the 21 car. You know what made that day special? Ran the whole race and never changed tires.
Checking up here, checking up, down. You're clear, yellow's out.
5 times car owner Glenn Wood's been to victory lane in the 500. He's been to every Daytona Speed Week since 1947.
I asked Leonard, I said, how was you able to do that? He said, I tuned that car where the tires, all 4 tires were sitting flat on the racetrack, and the car never slipped.
Wow. All right, Larry, we got 23 laps to go this time. Do you pit? Do you stay out?
Well, I don't want to do anything to put my driver back in that eye of the storm. And you know, the guys that did not pit the last caution, they have about 15, 18 laps on their tires. I don't see any of the leaders coming to pit road. We'll probably see some of the drivers on in the back of the pack come, but I think all the leaders will stay.
The first 6 drivers in 8 of the top 10 did not pit under the last caution. Among the top 10, only Jeff Gordon and Martin Truex were in. But here comes Danica Patrick, the Dillon brothers, Sam Hornish, Justin Allgaier, and about 6 more. 5th caution flag of the day. 23 laps to go in the Daytona 500 on Fox.
You have closer help. There you go. Great job. Shoving you hard. You're going to get a push coming to you. Here he comes. Right on you. Tony closing to help you. Bottom line definitely has better pushers right now. Everybody's tight.
Chris Myers back trackside, 21 laps to go under caution. Quick recap, Jeff Gordon, the pole sitter, he's clinched the most laps led in this race, 87 total. Tony Stewart going to be 0 for 17 in his career at the Daytona 500 after this earlier mishap. The fans were up because Dale Earnhardt Jr. took the lead, led 32 laps. Jimmy Johnson, his Chevrolet teammate, led 3 different times. 30 laps total, and is your current leader. Brad Keselowski, who was 3rd in the Daytona 500 last year, never led, but had engine problems affecting Ryan Newman and Jamie McMurray, both previous or past Daytona 500 winners. And they're flying around like jets here at Daytona with Jimmy Johnson leading Joey Logano and Dale Earnhardt Jr. at the moment. Let's rejoin Darrell Waltrip, Larry McReynolds, and Mike Joy.
Thanks, Chris. 20 1/2 laps to go in Daytona. Jimmy Johnson front of the pack, Joey Logano 2nd. And Joey Logano has a concern based on the last 2 caution flags. Matt?
Mike, it goes back to when Brad Keselowski's teammate lost an engine. Joey told the team, find out what happened and let me know if there's anything that I can do from inside here. And then, under this current caution, they gave him the word.
They said failure on the 2 car. Nothing you can do to help it. The 21 just blew up right there? Yeah, I believe so. Great job, Joey. Just keep looking forward. We're good here.
So the 2 is his Penske teammate Brad Keselowski. The 21 is the Wood Brothers Ford, which has an alliance with the Penske team. Joey Logano's looking nervous.
But that last voice was Roger Penske's voice.
Just keep looking ahead. And you don't know how, it sounded like Keselowski's temps were a little high.
Looking ahead, here's our Aflac 20 to go. Let's reset the field for this last burst of speed brought to you by Aflac. Who do you like?
I'm going to stand by my man. I said Dale Jr., and I'm going to stick with him.
Larry?
Well, I like Dale Earnhardt Jr., but I'm not going to rule out Joey Logano in that 22 car. He's been fast all day long.
And right behind them, Clint Boyer, Denny Hamlin, Carl Edwards, 3 Toyotas to try to run down those 2 Chevys and Fords at the front of the field. That's our Aflac 20 to go. I'm not sure we're done with caution flags just yet. Here's our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Everything they learned making tires for the grueling demands of NASCAR inspires what rolls into yours. Goodyear, official tire of NASCAR.
Well, Mike, we've had 5 cautions for 22 laps. I'm back studying trends again. If you look at our last 10 Daytona 500s, the average lap that the last caution came out on, lap 194, 6 to go. And as I said earlier, the last 10 Daytona 500s, 6 green, white checkers, a little overtime.
I think the smartest thing you said was, we're not done with cautions yet.
Well, let's find out. The Toyota Camry pace car is headed for pit road. Joey Logano on the inside. Jimmy Johnson had lane choice. He's on the outside. Row 2, Earnhardt and Boyer, then Hamlin and Edwards, Gordon and Harvick, Truex and Biffle, the top 10. Green flag with 35 cars on the lead lap.
Baby, this is a 20-lap shootout. That's what this is. For all the money and the big trophy. Not some little plaque and not some little check. We're talking big track, big check, big trophy.
Big bobble by Clint Boyer in the 15 there. Gathers it back up. Junior loose.
Whoa,
coming up through the middle.
That was not a good move. He's going to get caught in the middle here. Better watch out. Boy, when you get in that middle like Junior is, you just can't. There's nowhere to go. You just fall back.
And that's just that stay dry down the backstretch and into turn 3 from Ryan Blaney's engine, kicking up all that dust. Track should be clean in a lap or so.
Boy, Junior went from near the front to probably back about 15th, looks like.
Jamie, we saw Clint Boyer get loose there. Everything okay?
Well, he was anxious. He was 4th lined up. His spotter told him and warned him about the Penske engines. He said the next one is right ahead of you, and Boyer said, make sure I'm clear, boys. I'm going to try to clear him, and that's exactly what he did and made a small bobble doing it.
When I look at this pack here,
Harvick to the outside.
Oh, I'll say
3 wide.
Big move.
And they trapped Carl Edwards in that 19, that orange 19 in the middle. He started sliding back, but he's starting to fight back now.
Boy, you get in a box. There's nowhere you can go. Boy, did you see Clint Boyer's car? I mean, that thing was swapping ends almost.
Riding with Harvick, Boyer just ahead. Logano 22 ahead of him, and then race leader Jimmy Johnson.
We know Jimmy Johnson's won 2 Daytona 500s. Harvick's won 1. But how about those other drivers? Logano, Hamlin, Boyer, Edwards, Truex. They've never won a Daytona 500.
Guys are hungry, man. They want it. And I tell you, a guy that's really driving, I mean, hard as he can go and doing all he can, and that's 15 car Clint Boyer. He is hammering away on Joey Logano.
You can do that in the straightaway, Darrell, right?
Yeah, you can. Just don't do it going into 3rd turn or into the 1st turn. That's not a good idea.
No prohibition in the Sprint Cup Series against bump drafting.
You think about Boyer, not only would he love to win a Daytona 500, it's been 77 races since he won a Sprint Cup Series race.
Boy, this is when your mind, you're thinking, what can I do? What move should I make? Which lane should I get in? Who should I follow?
Carl Edwards made a spot for himself in the middle. And that number 19, but can only get so far forward.
We talked about the single car team of Martin Truex Jr. in the 78. I see Casey Mears in that white number 13 right up in the mix.
And these are the guys that were at the front of the Sprint Unlimited the other night. Casey Mears had a 4th place finish in that race. He had a great run, and Martin Truex finished second in that race, a great run, and here they are battling for the Daytona 500.
"15 laps to go. Jimmy Johnson's led 37 of them. We're going to go side by side so you don't miss a moment as we close in on the checkered flag in the Daytona 500.
You claim you're paying too much for wireless, but isn't this what you agreed to?
Yes.
I object. We moved to cut Ms. Kapoor's rate plan in half. No one should be paying these prices to call their mother. We demand a great rate plan at half the price. I got you, Ms. Kapoor.
Been fouled by your wireless carrier? Bring in your Verizon or AT&T bill and turn in your old phone. We'll cut your rate plan in half. We'll even buy out your current contract. Visit us online or come into a Sprint store.
Half.
Goodyear NASCAR rain tires can expel about 15 gallons of water per second. That's 950 gallons a lap. What does 950 gallons look like?
Started my Camry. Remembered the choices I'd made. To be bold where others are scared. To show her right from wrong. And realized my little girl had become an amazing human being who will make choices of her own. Toyota. Let's go places.
Can you believe this? 3 wide for the lead with 12 laps to go.
Have you ever?
Not until now.
I'm telling you, but you can't imagine, folks at home, you just don't know how much skill it takes to be able to drive these cars at 200 miles an hour, side by side, and not wreck each other.
The 16th place car is within half a second of the leader.
Look at this. I mean, we're 3 by 3 all the way back.
Yeah, the whole field's 3 wide.
Where are you going to go?
Jimmy Johnson trying to maintain some kind of advantage, but Denny Hamlin has been fast all week, and it's his turn at the front.
Well, you got Jeff Gordon. He's finally working his way up here to get with Jimmy Johnson. That could be potent, but that 78 and 11 look like they're working pretty good together too. And Joey Logano lurking up on the outside there. He's got a run.
And Jeff Gordon in his final 500 right in the middle, trying to make something happen with Carl Edwards and Casey Mears behind him.
Yeah, Jeff led 87 laps, and then he fell back, and all of a sudden he has reappeared with that 24 car.
Listen, trust me, this is not, don't try this anywhere else, because these guys are the best in the world, hanging on to these things for dear life with a check. $1.5 million check dangling out there in front of them. Who's going to get it?
Tried to get all the way to the high side, but Logano was already there. And here comes Logano's Ford on the outside against Johnson's Chevrolet and Hamlin's Toyota on the bottom.
This is one of those times when you want to help the guy in front of you, but you got to be careful where you do it. You see right there, you see the 22, the 15, and the 4. Bam, bam, bam. And look what it does. It pushes the 22 right to the lead.
Yeah, it's almost like Joey Logano hung back a little bit, maybe drug the brake where Boyer could give him that little boost.
But Boyer got into 3 a little too. He couldn't hold the car down, lost a little ground right there, but he's coming back.
He almost got into the fence. 9 laps to go.
This is the greatest racing in the world.
In the words of legendary broadcaster Ken Squire, Grandma, put your teeth in your pocketbook for this one.
This is I don't think I've seen a race quite like this in a long time down here. This is some good stuff, folks.
Well, I think what's going to happen, you look back there at about that 3rd and 4th, 5th row, they're going to get impatient because right now they can't go anywhere.
You know, what's going to happen is you're going to try to help the guy in front of you. You're going to try to push him to the lead. If you don't hit him in the right place and hit him at the right time, cause a big wreck.
Far, you're 3 back. They're 3 back. Just higging it. They're giving the all push there. Eight to go. Bottom lane.
Boyer came down into Gordon, but they separate inches apart and less than that at 200 miles an hour.
Boyer's car's just a little loosey-goosey. He's been that way a couple of times. Look how far Logano is out there, but son, that's not a good idea right now because they're coming after you.
It's like a big rubber band. One car gets out front, and in that air, the pack will suck back up to the leader.
That being 3x3 like that, that's a good thing for Logano, except when somebody on the bottom here, like you see the 11 car, Denny Hamlin, you get a run up there, and here you come in the 78. Martin Truex is trying to push Hamlin to the lead. These 3x3, and you can sit out there like Joey is. I think this is what Jimmy Johnson was worried about. That 22 got out front. Could they get him back or not?
The Fords showed speed in early practice, but in the races so far haven't been much of a factor against the Hendrick Chevys and the Gibbs Toyotas. Now, Joey Logano is out front with just 7 laps to go.
Oh, this is where you got to be ready to block. Whichever line gets to push. If it's Boyer on the outside, you got to go high. If it's the 11 on the inside, you got to go low. And that's where the spotter and the driver got to work hand in hand here.
Okay, behind the 11, they are 3 wide. You're clear everywhere. Behind the 11, they are 3 wide.
That's the word for race leader Joey Logano coming to the stripe.
Still 6 to go, man. Still 6. Keep an eye on that 11. The 78's been pushing in nice. The first 3 are single file.
That's his spotter, Tab Boyd, giving him that information.
Yeah. And now we have a 3-car breakaway at the front of the field. Logano, Hamlin, Truex.
78 is half off, still 1 off of him. You're fine. You're okay. 48 giving a boost to the 78. 48 giving a boost to the 78. Fizzled out. Fizzled out.
I like that. Fizzled out. He fizzled out.
Kane and Johnson side by side. Menard coming on the inside, the yellow car.
Man, he come off a corner, dust flying, smoking. Oh my gosh.
5 to go. And the lead pack is distilled now to just 18 cars.
Boy, everybody is trying to figure out, I need a breaker, I need an opening, I need a line to get moving here. Which line is it going to be? Man, look at those cars wobble around, bobbling all over the place.
1 to the bottom, 1.5 to the top. 78, 5, 24, 88 bottom. 48, 15, 4 top. 1 either lane. 1 either lane. The bottom is the tightest right now. 4 to go right here. 4.
That's Denny Hamlin's spotter, Chris Lambert.
And as much as you'd like to say, leave me alone, I need to focus, you need that information. You got to have that information.
Casey Kane took a look way down low.
Outside, bottom 3. Still bottom 3. Still with you hard out back, nothing ahead of the 78. Jeff still with you, half back in line.
Can they make it to the finish? That's what I keep asking myself. Can they make it to the finish?
Outside, 78 with you, outside.
That's Jimmy Johnson's radio. Earl Barbin, the spotter. Logano comes up to cover the spot.
3 to go. 3 wide behind you. 4's in the middle. 4's in the middle.
Yellow caution. Crash front straightaway. Justin Allgaier.
Down.
That was well back of the lead draft, and we're under caution.
What happened over there?
Good question.
33 blew right front, caught me and put me in the wall.
And that was from Justin Allgaier. Ty Dillon's car had slowed, and now he is crawling onto pit road. There is the damage to Dillon.
Well, the trends normally never let us down, and there's that caution with 3 to go.
I knew it would. I knew they couldn't make it to the end. I just thought it would be a lot bigger than that, but they didn't. And it isn't over with yet.
Thank goodness NASCAR has an electronic scoring system using GPS transponders all the way around the track, because with all that 3 wide, I would hate to have to sort out the running order. Now, Justin Allgaier is okay after he got tagged by Ty Dillon and turned at the start-finish line.
We saw him blowing up on the back straightaway over there, slowing down. I don't know if blowing up's the right word or not. We saw him slowing down. See, there he goes.
He had a pretty big pack of drivers coming at him. Barely get by. Eric Almirola was all the way down in the grass in that 43 car.
Tough way for the young Illinois driver to finish the 500. This is some of the most fantastic 3 wide racing ever seen in NASCAR. Our 5-hour energy big move of the race is going to be Joey Logano working that outside to take the lead.
You know, those last 20 laps, nobody in this whole joint, everybody was standing up cheering.
We went back racing at lap 181. That was 16 laps of 3 wide all the way back through the field.
I see now why they didn't make any rule changes for Daytona, because this is just, the cars are fantastic. They handle great. They run great.
Logano got a big push from Clint Boyer in the 5-hour energy Toyota. Could he have made that move without a push?
No, I don't think so. That's what you're trying to figure out right now in your mind, with who do I give that push to that maybe could shoot them to the lead. The problem is when you do that, you're probably going to stall out. You don't get the advantage. You give the guy in front of you the push and the advantage, but you don't get it too. So who do you help?
Well, that happened Friday night in the Truck Series race. Terrio pushing his teammate who went on to victory lane while he got swarmed and ended up, I think, 4th. He was 2nd with 1 to go. They are going to hold the field while they clean up down the front straightaway through the tri-oval and remove Justin Allgaier's car from the front straightaway. Joey Logano, your leader, in a Ford. There's Denny Hamlin's Toyota in a 2nd. Jimmy Johnson Chevrolet is 3rd in this Affleck field reset. Martin Truex overcame a penalty like Johnson. Clint Boyer up for 5th. Kevin Harvick, the closer, in 6th. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Chevrolet is 7th. His teammate Casey Kane is 8th, and their teammate Jeff Gordon in 9th. Casey Mears, the 10th place car, also in a Chevrolet. Carl Edwards in a Toyota, 11th. Greg Biffle's Ford. Looks like he's even pushing Edwards there in the 12th place. Austin Dillon, last year's pole sitter, 13th. Ricky Stenhouse, 14th. All these cars are on the lead lap. David Gilliland for Front Row Motorsports, 15th. Kyle Larson got a free pass, got back on the lead lap. Matt Crafton driving for injured Kyle Busch in the 18 in 18th. Now Paul Menard, 17th position for his Chevrolet. Trevor Bayne, former Daytona 500 winner, in 19th. Truck Series regular Johnny Sauter in 20th. 21st, banged up, bruised, not broken, AJ Allmendinger. 22nd, Sam Hornish in one of Richard Petty's Fords. 23rd, Michael Annett. And 24th, Reed Sorensen, who had an issue in qualifying, crashed with Boyer and didn't even know if he'd have a backup car, much less make the Daytona 500. Eric Almirola also on the lead lap. In all, 34 cars on the lead lap. Matt Yoakum.
And it looked like Joey Logano was in the driver's seat. Now this caution, how does this shake up his run to the finish?
It's expected. I think there's a 100% chance of a caution the last 10 laps here at Daytona. So we got a pretty good car. I think we'll have we've got a good line behind us. 15's been a good pusher for us. Done an awesome job helping us get to this position. So probably take that again.
Good luck when you run to the checkers. Mike?
Thank you, Matt. There is Roger Penske, the captain, up on the roof, and the man to the right is Tom Logano, who had his boy in a quarter midget at Meriden and Thompson, Connecticut, I believe before first grade.
Yeah, all dads work hard for their kids, but I'm not sure any dad has worked any harder for their son's career than Tom Logano. He moved the family south from Middletown, Connecticut, to try to enhance Joey Logano's racing career, and it's worked out pretty good.
And not just Joey's, but also Joey's sister. She was a figure skating. They moved to Charlotte. There are no ice rinks in Charlotte. The Loganos built one. It's now very popular.
Yeah, Danielle going from Connecticut to Atlanta for ice skating. I'm not sure about that one.
Snowmobile franchise in Miami.
Red flag anticipating a green-white checker finish. Chris?
Yeah, Mike, you saw Joey Logano in Las Vegas, a 12-1 betting choice to win this race. The emotional favorite for everybody, Jeff Gordon, his 23rd and his final ever Daytona 500 on the pole. Led 87 laps, has clinched that for this. Tony Stewart ended up getting loose, out of the picture early, now 0 for 17 in his career at the 500, but the fans were up for Dale Earnhardt Jr., who led 3 different times and more than 30 laps. Jimmy Johnson leading as well with a 30-lap stretch. Brad Keselowski, we talked about the engine problems for Ford. This affecting Ryan Newman and Jamie McMurray, a couple of past Daytona 500 winners. But a couple of storylines as we look at this. Logano trying to win his first ever Daytona 500. Jimmy Johnson trying to win his third, and Denny Hamlin in a Toyota trying to win his first and the first for Toyota here at the Daytona 500. Let's head back upstairs to Darrell, Larry, and Mike.
Thanks, Chris. Red flag out as they continue to clean up on the front stretch. A hello to our Fox Sports colleague, Steve Burns, who's been on pit road for all of our Fox Sports 500. Named this fall as the anchor of the Camping World Truck Series for Fox Sports 1. But Steve home battling cancer, and buddy, we're fighting with you. Hope you're back with us soon.
Yeah, love you, buddy.
Jamie?
Jimmy Johnson's second right now has led 40 laps today. Chad Knaus on the pit box for him. Chad, how long do you want Jimmy to remain behind the leader?
I don't. I want him in front of him. I want him to be the leader. So we'll just have to see what happens here. Obviously, green-white checker finish here at Daytona can be very unpredictable. I think there's a good opportunity that we'll have more than one. So we'll just see how it all shakes out. But quite honestly, we've had a great Lowe's Chevrolet this weekend and couldn't be happier with the way the cars have performed for all of the Hendrick Motorsports teams. And, you know, Jimmy's doing a great job. We've led a bunch of laps. We had an unfortunate pit penalty, and we've come back from that strong. So I think it shows the strength of this car and this team today.
All right, and safe to say these cars and teams are good on fuel with this caution, guys.
Thanks, Jamie. And he questioned that penalty. We've had 21 pit road penalties today, monitored by cameras up on the roof and NASCAR's new pit road officiating system, where the officials, many of them are now located in that trailer, and also our Fox NASCAR rules expert, former crew chief Andy Petrie. Andy, 21 penalties, that seems like a lot.
Yeah, but not really, Mike. It's a lot less than I thought we would see with this new system. I think it just shows just how professional these teams are, how well they prepared for it. There's a lot of penalties that it has flagged, but the only real consequential penalty that we've seen is probably, or the highest profile penalty we've seen, is on Jimmy Johnson's team. A little miscommunication on when they could go across the wall because of the opening that they had prior to their pit stall. I think they clarified that with Chad Knaus. They've overcome that, obviously, and what a race. This has been one of the best Daytona 500s I've ever seen.
But Andy, I think that number's a little skewed or artificial, because I see about half of those penalties with too many men over the wall or throwing equipment. That was teams that was repairing wrecked race cars.
Yeah, that's right. That's what added to that total. Mike says 21 seems like a lot, and it would at the face of it, but a lot of those were cars that were torn up. They've had all kinds of problems trying to fix it. They send extra people across the wall. Those penalties really don't impact their race because they're not going to really finish anyway. But I've really been surprised how clean pit road has been with this new system.
Well, thanks, Andy. It's going to be fun having you with us all season long. Kim Lopez, NASCAR's first Hispanic flag person, is the chief starter for today's race. And she's lifted the nearly 7-minute red flag, and we are back under caution. Pit road is closed. We've completed now 199 laps, and NASCAR rules say that we can have as many as 3 attempts at a green-white checker. The first time that ever happened in the Daytona 500, It was today's pole sitter, Jeff Gordon, who went to victory lane. There was the restart in 2005. He had taken the lead just prior to that caution flag. And he holds off Kurt Busch to win his third 500. Hoisting the Harley Earl Trophy with car owner Rick Hendrick. 23 years, what a career.
Yeah,
for Jeff Gordon, who is going to run the entire Sprint Cup season for the last time this year.
A lot of those memories have been made right here. A couple of years later, I think they ran first, second, and third. Jeff and Jimmy, and I think
Ricky Craven.
Ricky Craven was driving the other car, so he's had some incredible memories here.
Getting ready for our first attempt at green-white checker. We listened in on second place Denny Hamlin.
You know, get with be the 48 or the 15. I've seen this 1,000 times. Whatever line gets organized the best always prevails at the end, whether it's the top or the bottom. You know, once we go 3 wide, we're dead. We're all dead. And then see what happens.
These are the moments crew chiefs live for. Great car. What's going to be your biggest concern here on the restart, Dave?
Well, we just got to get a clean restart and get a push from behind. You know, the biggest concern is what the guys behind you do. Are they going to stack us 3 wide, or are they going to push? So it's exciting. Great American race. We're on the front row. We got a shot at it. What else could you ask for?
The 2015 NASCAR season's here. Get in on the action and play the brand new Fox Fantasy Auto Racing game. New features, more fun, always easy to play on your PC or your mobile phone. Pick your team of 5 drivers and challenge your friends for weekly and season-long prizes at foxsports.com/fantasy. The starter will display the green flag, and then if the leader takes the white flag under green, the next flag will end the race, either the checker or the yellow, and video photographic evidence will be used to display the order of finish at the moment of caution if that caution occurs. If we get a yellow flag before the leader takes the white, we'll try it again, and then if necessary, try it a 3rd time.
Logano's taking the outside, Mike, and that's putting Jimmy Johnson up there, or Denny Hamlin up there alongside of him. I think he must think, Logano must think that Boyer will help him, that he will get a better push from Boyer than if he started down on the inside.
So I guess the question, can 32 drivers running 200 miles per hour, 3 wide, make it 5 miles, and oh, by the way, the winner takes over $1.5 million?
I don't feel good about this.
Darrell, here's the other part of that logic. If Logano takes the inside, that puts Toyota's nose to tail, Hamlin and Boyer, on the outside, and clearly they would work together.
Well, I know, but you take that 11 car of Hamlin, the 48 of Johnson, and the 78 back there of Martin Truex. Those are 3 potent cars. I'm not sure what Logano's thinking, other than I know that he and Clint Boyer worked really well together early on to get him up front.
But it seems like Joey has been the strongest up on the high side.
Dale Jr. has been fastest all week. He restarts 8th. Does he have a chance?
Anybody in the top 20 have got a chance, I can tell you that.
Pace cars in to settle the Daytona 500. Joey Logano brings them to the line. Denny Hamlin to his inside. It's on.
Kevin Harvick in that 4 was really pushing Clint Boyer in that 15.
Well, buddy, I tell you what, that was a pretty good restart for that 22 car. He can go where he wants to now. I think he'll stay with Boyer, though. I don't know what it is, but I think he and Boyer got a little something going.
Hold your breath for the next 30 seconds as 4 cars try to break away from the field.
That 22, it reminds me of Matt Kenseth in the Unlimited the other night. That 22 is out front. He's hard to catch. Logano has got some speed right now. It seems like being out front and pulling these others are not affecting him at all. Here comes Harvick around the outside of Clint Boyer.
And look who's with him.
And here
Dale
comes
Earnhardt Jr.
But look at the run that Harvick had off turn 4 in that 4 car. White flag this time.
A lot of jostling back in the pack. The leader's going to make it under the white, under green. Logano, Harvick, Earnhardt, Boyer, last lap.
Guess what? The race is getting ready to start off turn 2. It's all on from there on.
Car smoking back of the field, drops back out of play, 3 wide. Big cluster coming off turn number 4. Smoke, trouble, way in the back, but here come the leaders.
The question is, are they going to throw the yellow, or are they going to let them race back?
7, 8 car pile up in the back straightaway. Caution is out.
Joey Logano.
Keep coming. Just stay on the gas. Back straightaway. Stay on the gas. Coming to easy here. They say roll out of the throttle.
It's over, boys. It's over.
Middletown, Connecticut's Joey Logano wins the Daytona 500.
Daytona 500, guys!
Ninth Sprint Cup Series win for Logano in his 220th start.
Wow! What a deal, guys!
His previous best finish, 9th in this race. He won the Xfinity Series summertime race in 2011. Car owner Roger Penske is going to have to scramble down to victory lane to help celebrate. And the Fords may not have been fast all week, but they were fast when it counted. Jeff Gordon is involved in the backstretch pileup that ends this Daytona 500. Let's see where it starts.
Here he is right here. As we go off, that's in 1 and 2. Start off the back straightaway over here. Let's see what happens.
4 wide. And Austin Dillon tips Jeff Gordon.
Yep.
And it's on.
Right in that spot where it didn't take much.
And as they kept wrecking and more cars kept coming into the crash scene, NASCAR had to throw the caution.
3 wide. You got help. A lot of help here. 2 wide.
Look at him work that wheel.
Joey Logano. Sunoco fueling victories. Has fueled the winner of the Daytona 500. All 43 drivers in this Sprint Cup Series field. It is the 2nd Daytona 500 win for car owner Roger Penske, to go along with his 15 Indianapolis 500 trophies.
You know, he's worried about his teammates blowing up. Didn't have anything to worry about. He made it.
Joey Logano celebrates in Daytona.
That's Tom Johnson, Tom Logano, the father of 24-year-old Joey Logano, celebrating in the pits. The driver of the 22 car led just 6 laps, but the most important ones as he celebrates, and Matt Yoakum is there.
The kid quarter midget racer dreamed of one day going big time and beating Jeff Gordon. You not only beat Gordon, you beat everybody else in the field. Your first 500. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. This is absolutely amazing. The old karma train didn't work out for him so much, but this is awesome. This is Daytona 500. Oh my God! Are you kidding me? I was so nervous the whole race pretty much, and man, Tab, my spotter, crew chief Todd, all the guys on this team, they worked so hard over the offseason. This is our weakest racetrack, so super speedways. We were terrible at them last year. We worked really hard, and hard work equals results every time. And I couldn't be more proud. Shell, Pennzoil, Coca-Cola, Ford, everyone that helps us out with this thing. Unbelievable. Daytona 500. Oh.
And then it boils down to a late restart. What was going through your mind?
Everything. I was trying to stay relaxed. That was the hardest part. You get a red flag, and they give you the opportunity to think of everything, you know. And Clint Boyer was the best pusher out there today, and he was able to line up there at the end. We were able to push out ahead, and then saw him crashing in the mirror. And I think even if we got to the checkout, I still felt pretty good about it. Just What an awesome! I can't believe. I'm still in like complete awe. I don't even know what to say right now.
You came to this team to find a new home, and you did. By the way, your dad is stuck outside the gate across the track. He can't cross over. But Roger Penske kept talking to you on the radio, kept telling you, pumping you up.
Yeah, it's funny because how the whole team gets really quiet though. When you're about to win a Daytona 500, red flag was just kind of quiet. We knew what we had to do. We had a really fast car. Just, I had to make the right moves and not get snookered on the start and do something to make a mistake. And I can't believe I'm sorry. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be saying right now. This doesn't happen very often. You get one shot at this. It's such a build-up the whole weekend to the Daytona 500. All the qualifying races and all the drama you go through, and then to be here at the end and have your car sitting out in the museum and whatever else comes along with winning this race. Wow.
He's always going to be defined. Now the kid becomes a champ in Daytona.
Kevin Harvick knows what it's like to celebrate a Daytona 500 victory. Close today, but you finished second. What's going through your mind on that final lap, and you know you've got to catch Joey?
I really thought everybody on everything on our Budweiser Jimmy John Chevrolet was lined up pretty well coming down the backstretch. I was trying to back up to Junior and get a run, so we were lined up with a little distance coming off of turn 4. But just really proud of everybody from Stewart-Haas Racing, particularly on this number 4 team. Just got to thank everybody from Outback, Dytek, Hunt Brothers, and Mobil 1 for everything they put into this car to make it go around the track.
Kevin Harvick, second at Daytona.
Well, Dale Earnhardt Jr. ran out front most of the day, but Dale, with 20 to go, you got shuffled to the back. What happened there?
I just made a bad decision on that restart. I thought the 48 was on the quarter panel and he was going to get a good run down the back, and I wanted to get in behind him and get on the quarter panel with the guy in front of me. Somebody got on the outside, and I was right stuck in the middle then. Just a bad decision. I should have stayed on the bottom, been a little more patient, but thought I had a good opportunity there, and it just didn't work out. We had a really fast car, maybe the best car here, and so I had a lot of confidence to keep digging, and we got some of the spots back. But just a little disappointed I let the guys down. Should have won the race. Congrats to Joey. Thinking about Kyler in the hospital. Hope he's doing good, and hope he gets back real fast. And we're ready to go to Atlanta. It's going to be a fun year.
Well, Dale Jr. charged back up to third. Chris.
As Joey Logano celebrates his first top 5 finish here at the Daytona 500. We'll talk with Jeff Gordon, who finished 33rd, led the most laps, and Michael Waltrip, fresh off the track, joins us right here. Don't go away. Tom Logano, father of Daytona 500 winner Joey, finally worked his way across to celebrate with his son. A special, memorable moment in the Great American Race, and memorable for Jeff Gordon in his 23rd and final run at the Daytona 500, standing by with our Jamie Little.
Well, he started on pole today and had a great run. I know it didn't end the way that you wanted it to, but what are you thinking and feeling right now, knowing this is it? This is the last one.
For some reason, I'm still like smiling and enjoyed every moment of it. I mean, obviously, I enjoyed the first half a lot more than the second half. What an amazing car we had, and just out there in the front with our Drive to Hunger Chevrolet, just controlling the race, and had one restart where I started on the outside and just couldn't get our line going, and we got shuffled back and kind of played catch up from that point on. But no, this was an amazing week, an amazing day, and I just I don't know. I'm just in this different place that's so foreign to me, but so incredible to just be taking it all in, enjoying every moment. And, right now I'm a little bit sad this is my final Daytona 500, but I'm more upset we didn't have a shot at winning there at the end. But congratulations to Joey Logano. I mean, that moment you saw there with his dad, that's what it's all about. These races, it means so much to all of us, and you want to share that with the people that you're closest to that have been there along the way. So congratulations to him. And I don't know what else to say other than I enjoyed it. I'm not going to miss those final laps. That was just crazy. But certainly would have liked to have had a shot to win it. And if you're over there in Victory Lane, it's awesome and you enjoy it. If you're not in Victory Lane, you're like, oh gosh, when's that next restrictor plate race?
We've definitely enjoyed watching you race. A 3-time Daytona 500 winner. Today led a race high 87 laps. It's been fun for Jeff Gordon. Chris?
Thanks, Jen. And such class and professionalism right away. Congratulating Joey Logano. Logano got married in the off season, went on the honeymoon, lost the wedding ring So already on his second wedding ring for his wife, but his first Daytona 500 trophies. We welcome you back trackside. And Michael Waltrip, 55 Toyota, sweating it out. I know you're dripping right out of the car to here, finishing 25th on a wild ride. Describe the atmosphere out there for all the drivers, and what a moment for Joey Logano.
Well, just like everyone predicted early in the race, it became a handling race. You had to have a car that would stick in the corners, and our car was really good. And I was driving up through the field, got up inside the top 20, and there was a crash in front of me and got a little bit of damage. And then from then on, I was just behind the 8 ball all day long. But congratulations to Joey Logano. Fortunately, I got an idea what that feels like when you get one of those Daytona 500 trophies. I'm so proud of that team, of Joey, the job he does, and really proud also that I've been able to share the track with Jeff Gordon all these years, and that's special too.
Yeah, and Joey in victory lane, thanking Clint Boyer for being a great pusher all day to kind of help him get towards the front and capture the Daytona 500. Let's head back upstairs to Darrell, Larry, and Mike for the unofficial results.
Well, we talked about Logano and Harvick. Interesting that Earnhardt and Hamlin finished nose to tail just like last year when it was 1-2. This year it's 3-4.
What about that 13 car, Larry? He finished 4th in the Unlimited. Casey Mears, he and Booty Barker. What an incredible run for those guys. Good job, boys.
You know, it was Joey Logano's 9th career win. I said it at the top of the show. When you win this Daytona 500, it doesn't stay with you the rest of the year. It doesn't stay with you the rest of your career. It stays with you the rest of your life.
First thing they say, Daytona 500 winner.
Yes, sir.
Nice job by substitutes. Last-minute fill-ins, Regan Smith and Matt Crafton ending up in the top 20 today.
That whole page of finishers was pretty cool, really.
Ty Dillon making his first Daytona 500 start, ran up in the top 5 for a while.
And at least 8 drivers involved in the final lap pileup, including Jeff Gordon, who comes out of Daytona 33rd, last car in the lead lap.
Matt Kenseth, I thought he had a car that could win this thing. Trouble early on. Tony Stewart, same thing. Thought he had a car that could win. We know Brad did. He was up there leading, fighting for the lead. Brad Keselowski.
We'll be off to Atlanta. Let's join Vince Welch.
Jimmy Johnson finishes 5th, leads 40 laps today, but where did it slip away at the end?
Really, the last 2 restarts just didn't work for us. The lane, I was ahead of one lane, and the guys behind us just weren't bumper to bumper. And then on that last restart, same thing on the bottom. So it's just the way things happen. You know, there's so many other circumstances kind of determine who wins these races, and that's what makes them such a crapshoot. But I'm just excited that we're sitting there 3 wide, however many deep, with 5 to go, putting on a killer show. So just a fun day here in Daytona. Of course, I wish I was in victory lane right now, but we had a very strong day, nothing to be embarrassed about.
Yeah, fun show, fun one to watch today. Jimmy Johnson, 5th at Daytona.
Well, Denny Hamlin comes home 4th today, and Denny, with 20 to go, it was 3 wide, 8 deep. Have you ever seen anything like that?
No, it's just these drivers have really just gotten so smart with the side draft and looking in their mirror and blocking and stuff that you're going to have that. You know, once the lead gets to 3 wide, it's just nobody has an advantage because you can't break through it. So proud of our FedEx Express team and everyone at Toyota and Jordan Brand, the Greenbrier, Coca-Cola. Just, gosh, I wish we could have done something different. You know, you got a 50-50 shot when you start on the front row in a green-white checkered. It just our line didn't form very well on that restart, and that gave the 22 the advantage to break through us pretty quick.
8 days ago, Joey Logano in the Sprint Unlimited got into it with Kevin Harvick, the defending champ. Stood up to him after the race, stood up to everybody today. There's your champ in victory lane and a Ford for Roger Penske, Joey Logano. Joey Logano led 6 different times, not a whole lot of laps, in excess of 500 miles. A green-white checker overtime win at the Daytona 500, once called sliced bread because he won at a young age at 18 as a pro, but here the Daytona 500 puts him in a special category.
Oh, winning this race means everything. And you know, this might have been the most difficult Daytona 500 ever to win. I've never seen them stack 3 wide, 8 deep with just a few laps to go for the checkered. And I had a good view of it, Chris. There was beating and banging. There was everything you wanted. Joey Logano proved last week that he was going to be tough in Daytona. That car was strong. He pushed hard, and he won the race.
And he fought off some terrific drivers, Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick, who wound up second, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Victory Lane on Fox Sports 1, a full half hour. In fact, Joey Logano will join us live. He'll come and sit with us at our studio trackside here in Daytona. Tonight on Fox, Bob's Burgers, The Simpsons back-to-back, Family Guy, and then more of Bob's Burgers before your local news. Next week, we will head to Atlanta, 12:30 Eastern on the pre-race show, 9:30 Pacific. Still one of the fastest places on Earth And we'll see how Joey Logano will hold up after this emotional win here. For Darrell Waltrip, Mike Joy, and Larry McReynolds, Jamie Little, Vince Welch, Chris Neville, Matt Yoakum, Michael Waltrip, and Andy Petrie. I'm Chris Myers. Get well, Kyle Busch. We're rooting for you, and same for you, Steve Burns. And thanks to all of you for being a part of NASCAR on Fox. And congratulations, Joey Logano. You're the Daytona 500 champ.